Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Yes Network, the home of champions.
For those of you who may have missed it last night, the Yankees opened up their West Coast trip in style. Solid defensive plays behind Javier Vasquez. Not only Alex Rodriguez, but Curtis Granderson and Colin Curtis made outstanding plays as the Yankees came away with a 3-1 win. The power was provided by Mark Teixeira, who's been on a roll. His 14th home run of the season gave the Yankees a 3-1 win in the opening game of this 3-game series. And tonight, they turned to CC Sabathia, who's been on a roll. The Yankees are trying to make it 4 wins in a row as they head towards the All-Star break. As tonight, the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's going to be the world champion New York Yankees against the Oakland A's in the middle game of a 3-game series from the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum here in Oakland, California. Hi, everybody. Ken Singleton along with John Flaherty. We're here with you tonight, the middle game of this 3-game series. Thanks for watching Yankees baseball on Yes. And, John, last night the Yankees played an outstanding ball game.
Well, they really did. Javi Vasquez, 7 quality innings. Mark Teixeira, the big home run. They started off this road trip the way they wanted to last night.
Well, we'll take a look at our New York Lottery pitching matchup for tonight. CC Sabathia goes for the Yankees. His record is 10-3. He's been on a roll of late. Both of these pitchers are going to the All-Star game. Trevor Cahill, you might not have heard of him. This is his first start ever against the New York Yankees, but he's been on a roll, and he's headed to the All-Star game 8-2. What a tremendous ERA of 2.74.
CC Sabathia has been on quite a run lately. He has won his last 6 outings and is pitching deep into ball games. A couple outings ago against the Dodgers, gets a little help from his defense, a little double play, and his last outing against the Mariners had a real good slider, a quality fastball. He is pitching like the ace of the New York Yankees. 10 wins on the year, looking for number 11 tonight.
His last 6 starts, he has really been on a roll. He's won each and every one of them. 6-0 with a 2.00 ERA. Opponents are hitting a paltry 189. 14 walks and 39 strikeouts for CC Sabathia in his last 6 starts. Well, Nick Swisher trying to get to the All-Star game. Send Swish to the All-Star game. He's on a 5-game hitting streak. The Yankees are looking for a win tonight. Maybe Swish can get some more hits.
Change the way you feel about moving with one call to DirecTV. Then experience our award-winning customer satisfaction, including free professional installation at your new home, a free DVR or HD receiver upgrade. Plus, ask about getting 21 of the best movie channels free for 3 months. It all adds up to over $200 in additional savings. The 5-Star Movers Connection. Compliments of DirecTV.
4 years ago, my husband was diagnosed with mesothelioma. The companies that did it refused to take responsibility for it. The thing that my husband worried more about than medical bills was taking care of his family. Levy Phillips and Connors did everything that they said they were going to do. They got the justice that we deserved.
Call 1-800-MESO-LAW for your free mesothelioma guide with 2 DVDs and over 100 pages of legal and medical information.
Top of the Rock Observation Deck, New York's most breathtaking view. Explore 3 floors of indoor and outdoor decks. Touch the sky 70 stories above it all. An experience you'll never forget. This is your New York. Top of the Rock Observation Deck at Rockefeller Center.
Yankee baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey. Please drink responsibly. By Salt in theaters July 23rd. And by the 2010 Honda Clearance. It's the only thing from Honda that won't last. Oh, you're looking at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum, and that is the barbecue area in left field, and that's where you can rent that area from game to game. Bring your office companions, your little league teams, and have a full spread out there. And well, it looks like they're having a good time out there tonight. You don't want to get caught up in that smoke. But the barbecue terrace, they have one in left field and they also have one in right field. And the right field one tonight, I don't think see anything cooking out that way. But in left field, the grill has been going since about during batting practice. So there are some people out there having a good time and some good food, and hopefully they'll enjoy a good ball game here tonight as the Yankees meet the A's in the middle game of this 3-game series. This looks like something. Maybe we should do a game, the third game from there tomorrow night.
I tell you, we do a pregame from out there.
Well, the Oakland A's have taken the field, including their starting pitcher tonight, Trevor Cahill, and what a year he is having. The young man is having a good year, just 22 years old. This will be his first ever start against the New York Yankees. And he'll be facing the Yankees lineup, which is presented by Lexus. At the very top for the second straight night is Brett Gardner. He'll be in left field. Derek Jeter batting second. He'll be at shortstop. Mark Teixeira will be at first base. He'll hit third. Cleaning up is Alex Rodriguez. He'll be at third base. Robinson Cano will be at second. Nick Swisher for the second straight night is the designated hitter. Jorge Posada will do the catching. He's back in the lineup. Just missed one game with that injured finger. Curtis Granderson is in center, and Colin Curtis in right field.
That New York Yankee lineup going to go to work against a 22-year-old Trevor Cahill. We'll take a look at his numbers, and they are outstanding. 8-2, 2.74 ERA, only 61 hits in 82 innings. And he is a 2010 All-Star. We'll look at our scatter report on Mr. Cahill, and it's a nice reward when you have those numbers. You go to your first All-Star game. He has won 7 games in a row, and he does a great job at getting the tough outs, holding the opponent to a 191 batting average with runners in scoring position.
Let's check out the A's defensively. It's brought to you by Mercedes. In the outfield, it's going to be Davis, Crisp, and Carson. Kuzminoff, Rosales at short tonight. Ellis at second, Barton at first, and the Kurt Suzuki. Very durable catcher behind the plate for Trevor Cahill. Brett Gardner stepped in. We're just about ready to go here, as the Yankees are looking to make it 2 in a row over these A's in this series. Gardner 314, 5 home runs, 29 runs batted in, and a good on-base percentage of .396. It is time for baseball, and the first pitch a little low for ball 1. Flash told you that Cahill is 7-0. That's in his last 9 starts, but his ERA during those 9 starts is 2.12. Another pitch downstairs, ball 2, 2-0.
Well, Jack Curry told us in our pregame about the sinker for Cahill. I talked to Kevin Long, the hitting instructor. He said it's kind of like a Derek Lowe sinker, except he has a little bit more velocity, so tough for the Yankees to deal with that tonight.
There's a pitch in there for a strike. Now, Cahill allowed a run in the first inning in his last start, but no runs in the first inning in his previous 15 starts. That's very solid starting pitching. Next pitch, there's that sinker downstairs, and it's 3 balls and a strike on Brett Gardner.
Well, we've seen the sinker. He also has a real good changeup and a big 12-6 curveball as Derek Jeter waiting on deck.
3-1 pitch, and the count is now full. 3-2 as Gardner has taken the count to the max. There's Jorge Posada with the gear. The pitch is fouled off. One thing that Gardner's very good at doing is spoiling pitches.
Batting in the leadoff spot last night, did not pick up any hits, but getting another opportunity. Maybe in the second half we'll see a little bit more of this with Derek Jeter hitting behind him.
Payoff pitch once again. Ground ball down the third base side, and this one's foul.
I like it, Kenny. I mean, we talked a little bit last night. I think Brett Gardner has had a big first half, hitting down in the order. Well, let's see what he could do at the top of the order in the second half. Maybe be that good run producer, run scorer with Derek Jeter hitting behind him.
3-2 pitch once again is fouled off, and if anything else, he's making Cahill work here. Manager Joe Girardi and his staff. You'll see them all at the All-Star game in Anaheim next Tuesday night. 3-2 pitch, bouncing ball right back to Cahill. He snares it and will flip to Barton for out number 1. So a 9-pitch at bat, and Brett Gardner's on the put out. Let's check out the game time weather conditions presented by Bigelow Tea. We know people back east are sweltering. We're out here. Game time temperature 62 degrees, very comfortable. Humidity 70%, the wind at 14 miles per hour. And the forecast is partly cloudy. I know in New York today was in the upper 90s. Here's Jeter. Derek squares, takes a pitch low and away for ball one. I was talking to Derek before the game. He's an 11-time All-Star now, and I asked him, does it get old being an All-Star? He said no, because each and every one is a unique experience. There's a fastball in there for a strike, and it's 1-1. And I was looking at some of the Yankees. Mickey Mantle was a 20-time All-Star because during the time he was playing, some years they had 2 All-Star games. Yogi Berra 19 times to the All-Star game. Jeter swings at an off-speed pitch, and the count goes to 1-2.
Well, an off-balance swing from Derek Jeter. We talked about the sinker, but here's that good curveball. Derek clearly out on his front foot, off-balance swing.
Bouncing ball, and this is down the third base line. Is it going to turn foul? It finally does, about 45 feet down the third base side. And Jeter's going to have to return. Almost had himself an infield hit.
Well, nice job by Kurt Suzuki, the Oakland A's catcher, knowing your home field, having a little crown on it. Derek Jeter swings right over the top of a sinking fastball, starts out on the dirt. You see Suzuki making a play, holding his pitcher up, saying that will come foul, and it did. Nice job knowing your home field.
You think he didn't trust his pitcher's judgment? Stay away from the ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Jeter. Cahill actually started the year on the disabled list, had some arm problems, but has bounced back nicely. Breaking ball, a little roller that hit Jeter in the batter's box, so the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Unusual to see Derek Jeter this early on some breaking pitches. Usually he lets the ball travel so well, but he's seen a couple of these curveballs, and you see him reaching out in front. Does a nice job actually just fouling this off. There's one thing you know from Derek Jeter: he will let the ball travel and get deep, but he's having a little trouble with that breaking ball early on.
1-2 pitch, and he spoils another one. Now, we talked about Cahill's sinking fastball, and he's got a good one. He is not allowed a home run in this ballpark this year in 33 1/3 innings. Now, last year he gave up 20 home runs here, the most at home for any American League pitcher, so he has turned it around tremendously. There's that sinker, and it's low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You saw a glance of what he's done in this ballpark the last 2 years. 2-2 pitch, and that just missed. And the count has run full of 3-2.
You take a look at this. Watch Mike Winters, a home plate umpire. He actually flinches a little bit. Looked like he wanted to ring Derek Jeter up. Thought twice about it. Check out the right shoulder. Thought about it and decided against it.
Jeter fouls another pitch off, so both Gardner and Jeter have had lengthy at-bats. This is another 9-pitch at-bat.
It was a good job by Jeter here, because clearly he's not comfortable early on the off speed, late on the sinker, but he's just battling right now, trying to put a ball in play or work a walk.
You know, he's kind of painted Cahill into a fastball count, though. 3-2 pitch, and he throws a hook, and it's in there for call strike 3.
Well, Derek Jeter, I'm sure that he talked to Kevin Long before the game, said you're going to see a lot of sinkers. Well, he did not. He saw a lot of curveballs, and a 3-2 curveball for a strike locks up Derek Jeter.
Yeah, Derek was thinking along with me. 3-2 fastball. Here it comes. Nope. Curveball for call strike 3. Here's Mark Teixeira. Curveball is in there for a call strike. Teixeira, with the home run last night, has now reached safely in 26 straight games. And he takes a pitch in there for a strike, and Cahill quickly jumps ahead. No balls and 2 strikes.
I think you said it perfectly, Kenny. Quickly, it seems like he's got a nice rhythm, obviously having a big year, but he gets on the mound and throws.
Now, Teixeira, with the 26 games reaching safely, the best mark for a Yankee this season was Derek Jeter, reached in 28 straight. So Teixeira finally starting to get hot with the bat. 1-2 pitch hit on the ground to first for Barton. From behind the bag, he's up with it, steps on first. And the Yankees go quietly here at the top of the first inning against Trevor Cahill. 3 up and 3 down. At the end of half an inning, no score here in Oakland.
The 2009 New York Yankees are world champions.
Come out to Yankee Stadium in 2010 to see the 27-time world champion New York Yankees in action. And on Saturday, July 17th, celebrate the glorious history of the Yankees with Old Timers Day. Come see your favorite Yankee legends put on the pinstripes again and take the field at Yankee Stadium as we celebrate the 60th anniversary of the 1950 World Championship team. Ceremonies begin at 2 o'clock, so arrive early for Old Timers Day.
How does the GMC Sierra stay ahead of the competition? We were the first to develop a hydroform steel frame designed to increase payload and durability. And we have an Eaton automatic locking rear differential that maximizes traction and power. When you never compromise, you have nothing to hide. At the GMC Summer Event, get the best of the remaining 2010s and get 0% APR for 72 months. Or choose $5,000 cash back on most Sierras.
All-star CC Sabathia on the mound for the Yankees with a 10-3 record. And has really been on a roll lately. The Yankees playing some good ball behind CC. Here's the starting lineup for the A's, presented by Lexus. Coco Crisp at the very top for the A's. Derek Barton will be at first base. Kurt Suzuki does the catching. Kevin Kuzminoff will be at third base. He'll hit cleanup. Mark Ellis will be at second. The DH tonight is Jack Cusk. Adam Rosales will be the shortstop. Matt Carson, recently recalled from the minors, will be in right field. And Rajai Davis, young man from Connecticut, will be in left field.
That Oakland A lineup going to go to work against CC Sabathia. Take a look at his numbers on the year, and they're pretty impressive. His 18th start, 10-3, 95 hits and 116 and a third innings. A 2010 All-Star. We'll take a look at our scanner report. He has turned the corner, has won 6 in a row after going winless in 5 straight before that. And 8 is enough. 8 innings his last 3 outings, so going deep into ball games and winning them. And he will enjoy Anaheim, an All-Star who will not pitch. So he'll go there, enjoy the festivities, and have a couple of days off.
Here's Coco Crisp, and he squares the bunt, takes a fastball over the outside corner for a called strike. Crisp is riding a cold streak. He's 0 for 13, and that on the heels of being 11 for 27. So a little up and down the skid for Coco Crisp. Bouncing ball wide of Arod and on into left field for a base hit. So Crisp gets it started for the A's with a leadoff single. Let's check out the Yankees on defense, brought to you by Mercedes. In the outfield, it's going to be Gardner, Granderson, and Curtis. In the infield, Rodriguez, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira. Jorge Posada behind the plate tonight for CC Sabathia. So Coco Crisp breaks the 0 for 13 with a base hit. It'll bring up Derek Barton. Barton hitting .283. Good on base percentage. He's also a pretty good bunter. Takes a pitch over the outside corner for a strike. He's 8 for his last 24. He's looking down at third base coach Mike Gallego to see if anything's happening here. He does have 10 sacrifice bunts. The A's might be trying to build the run against CC here in the first. Nope, he fouls a pitch off.
Let's take a look at our Home Depot hitter scanner report on Derek Barton. He is a league leader, 53 walks, leads the American League, as well as 84 games played. And left on left, Kenny, very good. 325 career, or this year, I'm sorry, as a left on left-handed pitching. 3 for 8 against CC Sabathia, and he was part of that Mark Mulder deal in 04. First round pick of the Cardinals.
Breaking ball. Alvin misses the outside corner. Ball with 2 strikes. You know, another thing about Barton, we told you he gives lengthy at bats. He's among the league leaders in walks. He's fouled off 133 2-strike pitches this year. And there's only 2 major leaguers with more 2-strike foul balls than Barton. One is Ichiro with 138, and Dustin Pedroia, the Red Sox, with 137. Well, he didn't foul that one off. He took a look at it and is called out on strikes. Sabathia picks up his first strikeout of the night.
Well, Barton's not going to be happy, but this is a perfect fastball located right on the corner. Home plate umpire Mike Winters makes the call. At 94 miles an hour, CC Sabathia looks like he has a pretty good fastball early on.
Now, CC will have to face Kurt Suzuki. Now, the last time the Yankees were here, CC pitched on April 22nd and gave up a 3-run homer in the first inning to Suzuki. As the Yankees went on to lose the final game of that series, the Yankees did win 2 out of 3, but Suzuki kind of spoiled it as the A's won that game 4-2. CC just 5-8 in his career against the Oakland A's.
See that 5 for 18 with 3 home runs.
Crisp is on the move. The pitch is a call strike and no throw by Posada. A stolen base for Coco Crisp, his 5th of the year. So he got a good read on CC and didn't even draw a throw.
There was no play for Jorge Posada, and Coco Crisp does a good job going on first move. Right when CC Sabathia lifts that right leg, he takes off. It's a breaking ball for a strike, and Jorge Posada doesn't even think about a throw.
Pitch is high and inside, a ball and a strike. The A's, while they do not lead the league in stolen bases, when they do go, they usually make it. They've got a team percentage of success rate of 82%, 60 for 73. Suzuki in on his hands and he fouls it off.
Another good fastball from CC Sabathia in on the hands, and good to see Jorge Posada back in the lineup after that foul ball a few days ago off that left ring finger. Jack Curry told us he has some extra padding in that glove tonight, hoping to avoid another foul ball.
Off-speed pitch is pulled foul by Suzuki. The Yankee fans wondering how do they get him out. Suzuki's a .333 career hitter against New York. And you can see the breakdown of Suzuki the last few years. Close to making the All-Star team this year. Solid defensive catcher. Inside as he backs off the plate, and it's 2-2.
Well, you're right, Kenny. Solid defender behind the plate, but also those 15 home runs and 88 RBIs. There are a lot of clubs who would take that from their backstop. Good offensive production, and here Crisp with a runner in scoring position.
Cano is really bird dogging him. He's staying really close to second. Kind of opens up the right side of the field. See how many looks CC actually gives Chris before he delivers the ball. There's one. There's another. And now he deals. And the pitch is swung on it. Missed, strike 3. CC picks up another strikeout.
You see that hole at bat. CC Sabathia was trying to keep the ball in on Suzuki. A couple of sliders in, and then he finishes them off with a fastball in off the plate. It just eats Suzuki up for a second strikeout of the ballgame.
And that ball was just biting in on the handle. Here's Kevin Kuzminoff, the cleanup hitter. Last night he broke it 0 for 30 with an infield single. Here's a guy hit .336 in June. Just off the outside corner for ball 1. The Oakland A's have struggled against the Yankees last 3 seasons. The A's have just won 4 of 19 games against the Yankees. Off-speed pitch. There's the changeup and over the outside corner. 1-1. There's Bob Guerin, the A's manager. He'll be going to the All-Star game. He'll be on Joe Girardi's staff. I know that Mike Scioscia, the manager of the Angels, who will probably get the biggest round of applause, will be on Girardi's staff. Changeup is swung on and missed, and it's 1-2.
Well, CC going with the changeup early on. Remember, 2 starts ago against the Dodgers, he waited until late in that ball game to break the changeup out. But back-to-back against Kuzminoff, and 2 good ones.
Little fade on that as well. Down and away out of the strike zone. You know, with CC in that cutter or that hard slide, you got a guard inside, and that changeup is a great weapon. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Check swing, and it's a little bit high. The count is 2-2, 95 miles an hour.
We talked about CC Sabathia winning 6 in a row, and he's really done a good job mechanically kind of keeping everything going towards home plate. Got a little bad habit of falling towards the third baseline, has corrected it, and the numbers are there.
2-2 pitch. A little chopper, and it might have hit Kuzminoff as it heads foul down the third base side. Or CC Sabathia from nearby Vallejo, California. Jack Curry talked to him yesterday, and CC could not really get a handle on how many tickets he was handing out tonight, but it's going to be quite a few. He's got his supporting cast with him. Usually you see his mom in the stand. She wears a Yankee jersey, says CC's mom on the back. 2-2 pitch, and it's a bouncing ball foul once again. And Posada's going to go out and talk to CC, see how they can put Kuzminoff away.
Yeah, Kuzminoff doing a nice job fouling off some tough pitches. CC has not given him anything to drive. He's done a nice job just fouling him off, looking for a mistake. Kuzminoff has kind of a weird setup, Kenny, with his hands all the way back. He kind of reminds me of Nomar Garciaparra when he first came up. Not a lot of movement with the hands. He just kind of starts them way back in a strong position. Doesn't really move him at all.
Off of Posada's glove, back to the backstop, and Coco Crisp will move over to third base. And that should be a wild pitch.
Well, you can see Jorge Posada setting up inside, and CC misses middle of the plate. It's up a little bit. Jorge Posada can't get the handle on, and anytime you see anything like this, the first thing you're going to think of is that left hand. The problem he had a few starts ago. Looks like everything's okay.
Well, now the count is full. Look like a changeup, huh? 3-2 pitch. Changeup's hit on the ground, and by Arod, it's a fair ball down the left field line. Crisp will score. Kuzminoff is on his way for second, and he's in with a run-scoring double. And the A's jump out in front, 1-0 here in the first inning.
Well, give Kevin Kuzminoff a little bit of credit here. He got 1 pitch to hit, 1 mistake, and there it was. A 3-2 changeup up in the zone, and he takes care of it. Alex Rodriguez lays out. He's not going to be able to make the play, but Kuzminoff did a great job fouling off the tough pitches, and then he got a mistake and took advantage of it, a double and an RBI.
So Kuzminoff's at second, and it'll bring up the second baseman, Mark Ellis. Here's the breakdown on Ellis's season. 285, very respectable. Ground ball off the handle down to third to Arod. Across the diamond to Teixeira, and that'll be it for the A's here in the first inning. But they break through against CC Sabathia, scoring a run here in the first. At the end of 1, it's the A's on top, 1-0.
If you can't wait to see the hottest new releases, you can forget about Netflix and Redbox.
That is exactly right.
DirecTV Cinema brings home the best Hollywood hits the same day as DVD. Yes! Those other guys?
Tonight, tomorrow, when?
28 days later.
Hey, girls.
Got him! DirecTV Cinema brings you new releases sooner. Channels 125 through 199.
Oh no! The movers are here! And we're not ready! Where's the third mover?
Ben-Hur Movers give you free binding estimates for hassle-free moving on big and small jobs. Insured careful packing. Crating. Local and long distance. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Bye, Ben-Hur! Ben-Hur!
Welcome back to Oakland. It's time for the Toyota Tex Bowl. Tonight's question is, should every major league team be represented at the All-Star game? Text your vote to 58772. Standard text messaging rates apply. It's simple tonight, either a yes or no. 1 bit for yes or 2 for no. And we'll have the answer for you later on in the ball game. Well, the Yankees find themselves down to Trevor Cahill as they go to the second inning. Alex Rodriguez will lead it off. Alex going to the All-Star game. He's a 13-time All-Star, most among active players. And those are his numbers. First pitch from Cahill, a little inside, maybe a little high, and it's ball 1. Now, Trevor Cahill will be the 9th pitcher to start against the Yankees this season in his first career game against them. And this pitch is low, ball 2. The previous pitchers to do that went 3-1 with a 3.77 ERA. The winners were Jake Arrieta, Kyle Kendrick, and Hiroki Kuroda. Little chopper right back towards the mound. Cahill has it, and Alex Rodriguez is out number 1. The Fans IOTV offers you incredible HD picture and sound. HD is free with IOTV, the official HD service provider of Yankees baseball on Yes. So it seems, Flash, that pitchers who are making their first start against the Yankees, it takes the Yankees a little while to get used to them.
Yeah, you can talk about scouting reports all you want. You can see Robinson Cano in that batting average second in the American League. But until you get up there and you actually pick up the ball out of his hand, see the movement, velocity, takes an at bat or two to get comfortable.
Bouncing ball in the second. And Ellis will throw out Cano outside of the strikeout of Jeter. All the others have been ground ball outs on that sinking fastball. And you can see why Cahill is tough to take out of the park, having not allowed a home run in his home ballpark this year. So 2 up and 2 down, and that'll bring up Nick Swisher.
Yeah, see if Nick Swisher, who has a reputation of being a patient hitter, takes a strike or two here. Robinson Cano, first pitch swinging.
Now, one thing the Yankees were working on in batting practice was hitting to the opposite field, the left-handed hitters, and that's going with the sinker. There's a sinker, but it's high for ball 1. Nick Swisher was hitting several shots that would have been through the hole at third and short.
Yeah, Kevin Long, the hitting instructor, preaching going the other way today with this matchup. Good changeup from Cahill. First pitch, first time we've seen that tonight.
Swisher currently on a 5-game hitting streak.
We've seen the curve ball to Derek Jeter. Now a changeup to Nick Swisher to go with that sinking fastball.
Strike 2, ball and 2 strikes.
How about the rhythm, Kenny, too? It looks like Cahill gets on the mound, gets a sign, and delivers quickly. As a hitter, you feel like he's all over you, dictating the action. Standing up there tall, ready to go.
1-2 pitch, and Swisher fouls it off. The count remains a ball and 2 strikes. 91-mile-an-hour sinker. Now Cahill is only the 4th starting pitcher to face the Yankees for the first time in his career while on a winning streak of 7 games or more. Swisher spoils another one. The others were Jared Weaver, Jason Jennings, and Jim Nash. Jim Nash way back in 1966 of the Kansas City Athletics. Weaver did win his game back in 2006, but Jennings and Nash did lose theirs. 1-2 pitch, bouncing ball foul down the first base side. Now Cahill did have a 1-2-3 first inning, Flash, but the Yankees fouled off a lot of pitches. He threw 23 pitches in the first inning, so they did make him work.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to have an easy second inning too, but Nick Swisher doing a good job of spoiling some tough sinkers, prolonging the at bat, getting the pitch count up a little bit.
Breaking ball hit on the ground slowly to first. It takes an erratic hop, but Barton has it, steps on the bag. Another ground ball out. 6 up and 6 down for the Yankees against Trevor Cahill.
The 2009 New York Yankees are world champions.
Yankees fans become part of the winning team by joining the New York Yankees Fan Club. For just $40, you'll receive an official membership card, a World Championship nylon banner, a World Championship coin, a New York Yankees cap, special ticket discounts, and other exclusive fan club items. To join, call 1-800-GO-YANKS or log on to Yankees.com today.
The Chevy Malibu was designed to catch the eye. But great design is also what you don't see, like dependability, the 100,000-mile 5-year powertrain warranty, and being named a Consumer's Digest Best Buy 2 years running. It's easy to see why over 1,000 people a day are switching to Chevy.
Now qualified lessees get a 39-month low-mileage lease on this Malibu LS for around $189 a month. Call for details.
Aching for steak and bacon? Try the Subway Steak and Bacon Melt. Tender, juicy steak, sizzling hot bacon, fresh veggies on a blanket of bubbly cheese on freshly baked bread. And when morning rolls around, the new Steak and Bacon Muffin Melt with fluffy egg, melted cheese, and oh yeah, bacon. All on a fresh toasted English muffin. Guess we should leave you lovebirds alone now. Crank up the flavor at Subway.
I've got my bags packed, got my surfboard, Tommy Bahama, got my flip-flops. The only thing I don't have now is my ticket to the All-Star game, and that's up to you, the fans. So help me get the final vote at Yankees.com. Don't forget, send Swish.
Hey, Yankee fans, you have the final say. Vote for Nick Swisher as the final American League All-Star. Go to Yankees.com and cast your 2010 All-Star final vote. Send Nick Swisher to the All-Star game in Anaheim. Voting ends at 4 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, July 8th. And Swish, as we mentioned, he's had that type of year. He's on a 5-game hitting streak coming into the night. Yankees find themselves down 1-0. CC Sabathia facing Jack Cust here in the second inning. And the first pitch is low and into dirt, ball 1. Cust in his career against CC, well, he hasn't had much success. 17 at-bats, and he has struck out 8 times. Those are the season numbers on Cust. His average around 300. He does take a lot of pitches. Goes deep into counts. A couple of home runs. Good on-base percentage, over 40%. CC deals. And the next pitch is fouled off. A ball and a strike.
Well, the A's really looking for Cust to hit some home runs. They only have 52 as a club. Cust actually started the year in the minor leagues. They recalled him, looking for a little bit more power. Batting average very respectable. He has 41 games, so he has a chance to get on a little run here and hit some home runs.
Next pitch hits the corner, and it's 1-2. In the early going here, it looks like CC's he's going from corner to corner, staying out of the middle of the plate. His only mistake was the double by Kuzminov.
Yeah, you could tell a lot early in a ball game by location with the fastball, and it looks like CC obviously has some good velocity, but I've been more impressed with his location. One bad pitch to Kuzminov, a changeup. It was hit for a double. Different so far early on.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Third strikeout for Sabathia as Cust is taking that well-known walk back to the dugout.
Well, if you're a left-handed pitcher and you can make a lefty think about the fastball in, you're going to get swings and misses like this on the slider. Good location down and away, but it was set up with the fastball to pitch before as Jack Cust just waves at it.
Playing shortstop tonight is the next hitter, Adam Rosales. He's kind of like the utility player on this team. Plays all over the field. Started some games in the outfield as well. Check swing, little looper towards left field. Is going to, I should say, right field. Drop it in front of Colin Curtis for a base hit. An excuse me single for Adam Rosales, and he's on with 1 out.
Well, that is a beautiful thing when you're a backup player and you don't get to play every day. And the first pitch you sing or you see, you take a swing like this off the end of the bat, excuse me, and it ends up in right field for a base hit. It's a nice way to start off your evening. CC Sabathia, you can't believe it.
You know you've done that before.
Oh,
I know I have.
I'll take every one of them, too, or took every one of them.
Here's Matt Carson. Recalled from AAA Sacramento a couple of days ago. It's the third time he's been called up this year, and he takes a pitch for a call strike. Down at the AAA level, Carson was hitting over 300, barely over 300, 301. With 9 homers and 29 runs batted in. Has a little speed, 10 stolen bases. This is what he's done on the big league level. 3 times up and down. Swing and a miss on a changeup.
You know, Kenny, I hated facing guys like this or catching behind guys like this that you didn't really know a whole lot about. You know, you didn't have a scouting report, and they would come up there that first at bat, and you're really trying to get a feel for them. Jorge Posada, nice job calling a changeup that Carson was out in front on, but you're really trying to feel him out the first at bat. Get a look at his swing.
Originally drafted by the Yankees in the 5th round in 2002. Man on, 1 out. We're in the 2nd inning. Early going here in Oakland. 2 balls and 2 strikes as the count levels off.
You don't have a lot of scouting reports on a young player. You'll take a look at his stance and his setup and try to figure out where you want to pitch him. You look at Carson, kind of has an upright stance, hands low, might be able to run some fastballs up and in on him.
Check on Rosales, who has a grand total of 1 stolen base this year. He's only been caught. He hasn't been caught this year. 1-0 in the stolen base department. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Powers a fastball right on by. It might have been out of the strike zone. And that is strikeout number 4 for Sabathia. 2 in the 1st inning and 2 more here in the 2nd.
Well, good fastball, and you can see they try and go up over his hands, get him to swing at it. Anytime you see a hitter starting with the hands a little bit lower, really try to elevate the fastball and see if he can catch up. First at bat, Carson could not.
Batting in a nice spot is Rajai Davis, who has been very cold lately. 0 for his last 11. Swings and fouls a pitch off. But you drop it down even further. He's 1 for his last 28 over 10 ball games.
And that's incredible to me. I mean, a guy who's leading this team with 26 stolen bases, you'd figure just put the ball in play and you'd be, be able to beat out some infield hits. This hasn't happened lately.
Yeah, he's among the league leaders in stolen bases, but he's only had 3 in his last 22 games because he hasn't been getting on base. He can't steal first. There's a throw to first. Have Rosales picked off. The Sheriff flips to Jeter, running him back and makes the tag, and Rosales is out. So CC Sabathia catches Rosales leaning, and the A's are retired here in the 2nd inning. At the end of 2 here in Oakland, the Yankees trail by 1.
Game on!
Yankees, A's. Coverage starts tomorrow at 9 with batting practice today.
Only on Yes.
Oh, how Fios takes your HD higher. To a 100% fiber optic picture. To more HD channels than cable. It's also the ultimate on-demand HD movie experience with the Movie Poster Gallery. And the ability to search your HD titles by content or actor, not just title. By changing that old cable technology, your HD TV can finally reach its lofty potential. It's time for Fios. Visit Verizon.com/Fios.
People don't just come to GE Capital for money. They come to us for help. At GE Capital, we've been financing Taylor guitars for over 8 years, helping them build a strong dealer network, bringing music to people. I like that.
I didn't know you could play.
I didn't either.
My Toyota has 180,000 miles on it.
190,000 miles.
267,491 miles on it.
My Toyota has 464,000 miles.
While a Toyota may last a long time, the amazing deals and great selection won't during Toyota's National Clearance Event.
And now get 0% APR financing for 60 months or a $149 a month lease on a new 2010 Corolla. Or lease a 2010 Toyota Prius for just $179 a month.
Toyota, durability to move you forward.
Jorge Posada will lead off the 3rd inning. The Yankees trailing early on 1-0. And it's been 6 up, 6 down for Trevor Cahill, starting pitcher for the Oakland A's. See the numbers for Jorge back in the lineup. Did not play in last night's ball game with that left ring finger problem. Takes a sinker for ball one.
That was behind the batting cage during batting practice. I wouldn't be in it, that's for sure. But the fact is that Posada looked okay swinging the bat. Didn't look like that finger was bothering him at all.
Good sinker for strike one. And I guess the good news, that right hand will be his lead hand hitting left-handed. And the left hand kind of just goes along for the ride.
Yeah, you can see the tape on that ring finger. For those of you who may have missed it, he took a foul tip off the bat of Fred Lewis of the Blue Jays the other day at Yankee Stadium and kind of bent that ring finger back, and Jorge immediately had to come out of the game. But he only missed one ball game.
It's that sinker right back up the middle, so he misses a ball game. First at bat, picks up the first hit of the night for the Yankees. Does a nice job not trying to pull the sinker, driving it right back up the middle.
I guess that answers the question if his finger is okay. Pitch is up. Now belt tie over the outer third of the plate, and he goes right back through the middle. See the head down, the follow through, solid contact, and the Yankees have their first hit of the game.
Kenny had a chance to talk to Jorge too around the cage as Curtis Granderson steps in and takes a sinker for ball one, and asked him about that left hand and the foul balls. That he always seems to get a lot of foul tips off that left glove hand, and I asked for a reason, and he could not give me one. He said, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's how I set up with my glove hand or how I reach out. As Curtis Granderson hits a ground ball to Ellis at second base, is going to go to Rosales for the force. Not hit hard enough for the possibility of a double play.
Mark Ellis very underrated at second base. You saw his average at 285 coming into the night, so he is something offensively. Defensively, very solid at second. Has not made an error this year. And this was not an easy play. Going to his left, you know, the ball wasn't hit hard, as Flash said, but throwing off balance to second, sometimes you see some problems, and some of those type of throws end up in left field.
So with one out, it'll bring up Colin Curtis, playing right field tonight. Gets another start. Started in right field last night. Went 1 for 4. Gets another opportunity here tonight. Takes a sinker for ball one.
In fact, I think the A's ball club has not had an error by a second baseman this year. They've played some good defense out there.
As Cahill throws over. Curtis Granderson has 6 stolen bases on the year, has not been thrown out. We'll see what Joe Girardi's thinking here. Trevor Cahill, reputation as a strike thrower. And he does throw a strike, and Colin Curtis fouls it off. Always thought with sinker ballers, Kenny, good opportunities for hit and run. You know, get some runners in motion, move that defense around, and possibility of a lot of ground balls can stay out of a double play.
You could. I don't know if Joe Girardi would put it on with a youngster at the plate. I mean, maybe more or less you would see Granderson just try and steal.
Curveball misses.
That might be something you would see more with Brett Gardner or Derek Jeter at the plate. Joe Girardi has seen his Yankees win 10 of their last 15 games.
It'll be a 2-1 to Colin Curtis as Cahill throws over again.
And after last night's win, which I thought was a blueprint victory, I mentioned that to Joe. He said, no, blueprint is 10-1 victory. I said, manager didn't have to do anything in a 10-1. He thought that 10-1 was blueprint. And what I meant by blueprint is that starter went 7. Setup man went 1 solid inning. Then Mariano came in for the save. Jabba had a 1-2-3 8th. Mariano had a 1-2-3 9th. But maybe Joe was looking for some more offense.
Granderson running 3-1 as Curtis takes ball 4 up. So the Yankees in business here in the third, first and second with 1 out. We'll get back to the top of the order. It'll be Brett Gardner.
Good solid at bat by Colin Curtis.
Now batting, number 11, Brett Gardner.
I always thought I went up there certainly to get a hit, but be willing to accept the walk. Walks fuel innings. They keep it going. Set up opportunities for the hitters behind you.
Brett Gardner 0 for 1 on the night, at a ground ball right back to Cahill to lead off the ball game. 313 with the 5 home runs, 29 RBIs. Cahill misses with another sinker.
I always thought about sinker falling pitchers is to make sure they bring the ball up. If the ball comes up to the plate and it's about knee high or just above the knees, that was a pitch I was going to take because it's going to sink out of the strike zone. Then you make them bring it up, you get it about thigh high, and then you're ready to do some business against it.
Be a 1-0, misses again, another sinker inside. We talked a lot about the sinker from Cahill, possibility of a double play. Brett Gardner runs so well, would have to be a hard hit ground ball right at somebody. Gardner in the driver's seat, 2-0 here. Sinker for strike 1. Again, Kevin Long, the hitting instructor, talking to Brett Gardner in the cage today before the game. Drive the ball the other way. Can't try to do too much against this sinker baller. See if Brett takes that approach here as Cahill tries a spin move on Curtis Granderson. Back-to-back nights for Brett Gardner leading off. Did not have a hit in last night's ball game. 0 for 1 tonight. Well, gets a good changeup for strike 2. We've only seen a couple of those from Cahill, but he has a good one.
Each time he's gotten a strike. This time he freezes Brett Gardner as that pitch drops in there. And, you know, not a particularly well-placed changeup because it was up, but the fact that it was a changeup had Gardner well out in front.
Be a 2-2, another sinker driven right back up the middle. Curtis Granderson had to retreat to second base a little bit, so he will not score. But it's another base hit for the Yankees. We now have the bases loaded and 1 out. Take a look at the pitch by Suzuki Kazashi.
Well, let's see how Cahill went at Brett Gardner here. Missed with a fastball inside, ball 1. Another one misses, 2-0. Gardner's in the driving seat, but he drops in a changeup for a strike. Another one, strike 2. And then Gardner gets something he likes. Fastball in, drives it through the middle for a base hit. I don't know if Curtis Granderson thought that Cahill had caught that ball, but he's going back towards second, and that will eliminate his chances of scoring. Now, the ball was hit pretty hard, and Coco Crisp was playing shallow anyway, so he might have been held up by Robbie Thompson at third, but the bases are loaded with 1 out.
For Derek Jeter, it takes a sinker in. Derek, a strikeout victim, his first at bat, saw a steady diet of curveballs from Cahill.
Derek has not driven in a run in his last 19 games. That's the longest streak of his career. He's got an opportunity right here.
39 RBIs on the year. It takes a changeup for strike 1. So it's the first changeup we have seen from Cahill to a right-handed batter. So Derek Jeter has seated all tonight, 2 at bats, curveball, sinker, and a changeup.
There's the change, and Suzuki did a good job of framing it. And it's a ball and a strike.
Cahill thinking about the possibility of a double play and a ground ball as Derek Jeter fouls it off. Cahill ahead in the count, 1-2. 0 for his last 15 with runners in scoring position. And Kenny, just early on in this ball game, it doesn't look like Derek Jeter feeling real comfortable tonight.
Yeah. It's the longest streak since an 0 for 17 for Derek back in 2004.
Bases loaded with 1 out here in the third. Another changeup that misses away. .54 pitches already for Trevor Cahill, so the Yankees have not gotten on the board yet, but have made him work. His manager Bob Guerin looking on. Be a 2-2 to Derek Jeter, and it's a sinker, and it's a ground ball right at Ellis. Over to Rosales, over to first, and Derek Jeter will beat it out. A good hustle by the captain. Derek Jeter beats it out. Curtis Granderson scores, And we have a tie ball game here in the third inning.
Well, Jeter will get a run batted in, but he still doesn't have a hit with runners in scoring position. The ball wasn't hit particularly hard. Ellis had to come and get it. Flips to Rosales on the first, and you can see Jeter about a step beyond the bag once the ball gets to first base, and the Yankees have tied the game. A lot of pressure put on Rosales by Brett Gardner, who got down to second and made the shortstop come wide of the bag. And that delayed his throw to first, and you can see Jeter just beats the play at first, and the Yankees have tied it up.
That brings up Mark Teixeira, who takes a changeup for strike one. Mark hit a ground ball to Derek Barton at first base in the first inning. Fastball fouled off.
So Jeter drives in a run as get to Teixeira. Oh. Here's a guy who's been locked in lately.
Yeah, last night had his 14th home run of the year, but even the at-bats where he made some outs, he hit the ball hard. Line drive to first base, a hard ground ball, but behind in the count 0-2 here. Oh, and he takes one right in the back. Cahill's not happy. Mark Teixeira obviously in some pain. It's going to bring out Joe Girardi and Gene Monahan. But he took one right in the back.
I think right near the shoulder blade. Let's take a look. He turns to get out of the way. Yep. Oh, man. Just underneath his right arm. Nowhere to go for Teixeira. Man, that hit him solid. And Tech still down on one knee. And we'll head to first base. Teixeira hit by a pitch for the 7th time this year. That leads the Yankees. Cano's been hit 5 times. And that is the 41st time this season that the Yankee player has been hit by a pitch.
Joe Girardi and Gene Monahan just making sure that Mark Teixeira is going to be all right and continue in this ball game. Looks like he's going to be okay. The Yankees will have another bases loaded opportunities. We take another look. Cahill trying to run a sinker back to the middle of the plate.
Only the Chicago White Sox have had more players hit by a pitch, 43 of them, than the Yankees, 41.
It'll bring up Alex Rodriguez with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Colin Curtis at third, Derek Jeter at second, and Mark Teixeira at first. Alex 62 RBIs. Hit a ground ball right back to Cahill his first at bat. He takes a curveball, first pitch swinging, fouls it off. Now the Yankees have hit 8 grand slams this year. Alex Rodriguez responsible for 2 of those. See Curtis at third and Derek Jeter at second base. Mark Teixeira hit by a pitch at first. Being 0-1 from Cahill. Another sinker just misses the outside corner.
Alex has been driving in runs lately. 18 runs batted in his last 15 days. Got a primetime opportunity right here.
Let's see if he learned something in that first at bat. Hit a ground ball right back to the pitcher. Maybe stay on him, try to drive him the other way as he takes a changeup for ball 2 and a good block by Suzuki. So the Yankees making the Oakland A's starter and all-star representative work in this ball game. Already 61 pitches with 2 outs in the third. CC Sabathia looking on, looking for a big 2-out hit here from Alex Rodriguez. Checks his swing at a curveball. First base umpire Jerry Lane says he did not swing. Alex Rodriguez in the driver's seat, 3-1.
Yeah, we get another look, and that was close. Gets the call. One thing I like about the way that he gets the bat out there and brings it back right away. Did not give the umpire a good long look at that bat out in front of the plate.
It'll be a 3-1. Alex Rodriguez should get a good pitch to hit. He gets a sinker middle of the plate, and Alex Rodriguez drills this one to left center field. It'll be his 3rd grand slam of the year and his 13th home run. And he now has 66 RBIs, and the Yankees take a 5-1 lead.
Well, that is the first home run that Trevor Cahill has given up in his home ballpark this season. And it's for the Max. A grand slam home run by Alex Rodriguez. And the Yankees jump out in front 5-1. Take a look at the sweep sequence of pitches. Curveball fouled off. That was a good breaking ball. Change up just missed. The ball and a strike. In the dirt, 2-1. There's the check swing. 3 balls and a strike, and this one's headed for faraway places. Right down the middle, and that is gone. A grand slam home run. The 21st grand slam of Alex Rodriguez's career.
3-1 count. The check swing turned out to be a big advantage for Alex Rodriguez. As you see, 21 grand slams, only behind Lou Gehrig and Manny Ramirez. Amazing how a check swing going your way puts you in the driver's seat, 3-1. As Robinson Cano takes a ball. The Yankees now lead 5-1. Robinson Cano takes a changeup for ball 3. And again, Robinson Cano in the driver's seat. You'd expect him to get a good pitch to hit here. And he does, but it's a ground ball right at Derek Barton, the first baseman. But it was a productive 3rd inning for the New York Yankees, who did not have a hit coming into this inning, but they got a big 2-out grand slam by Alex Rodriguez, and they now lead 5-1.
For years, food companies have been doing some pretty crazy things to make their food look good in ads.
None of it does a thing to make the pizza taste any better.
So starting now, Domino's is changing the way we photograph our pizza.
With pizza this good, you don't need all that nonsense. You just need sauce with a little zip, plenty of real cheese, and a garlic seasoned crust.
In fact, we're so confident in our pizza, we want you to shoot our photos. Just order up 2 mediums with 2 toppings for $5.99 each and send us your shots.
Domino's, what you see is what you get.
The 2009 New York Yankees are world champions.
Yankees fans, there are still great full season plan locations available at the stadium in our Champion Suite. Champions get you close to the action and includes complimentary all-inclusive food and beverages, plus postseason ticket options. For information, call 718-508-3955. Email champions@yankees.com or visit yankees.com/champions. Come home to Yankee Stadium, the home of champions.
Day one storm, and it was beautiful. So look, see the sights that you like.
AT&T covers 97% of all Americans. This summer, get the exclusive Samsung Stride for just $19.99, only from AT&T.
We are back for the bottom of the 3rd. The Yankees now lead 5-1 on Alex Rodriguez's grand slam, and we welcome in Jack Curry, who again has a prime seat right next to the New York Yankee dugout. I wonder if you got a good view of that Alex Rodriguez grand slam, Jack.
Great view of the grand slam flash, and also a great view of the check swing. As you said, that really changed the complexion of that at-bat. You could see Cahill wanted that strike, didn't get it, and we saw what happened after that.
As Rajai Davis takes ball 1 on a slider. And let's talk about a couple all-stars. Alex Rodriguez hitting that grand slam. Mariano Rivera an all-star, but it doesn't sound like he's going to be going to the game, Jack.
No, Mariano Rivera gathered reporters before the game to say that he was not going to go to the All-Star game. He talked about that left oblique pain that he's been experiencing, and he also brought up some right knee pain that he has had, something that had been unreported before. I think the good news for the Yankees is if they needed Rivera to pitch tonight, he would be ready. The thing that you have to worry about is he's getting up there, he's 40 years old, and anytime it's Rivera, you just wonder about him because they need him so much.
Well, Jack, he's having a real good year. Imagine what type of year he'd be having if he was feeling pretty good.
Right, exactly, Kenny. And you know what? I do think that the rest will help him. And when you're Mariano Rivera, you've earned the right to say, thank you for the All-Star nod, thank you for the nomination, but I'd really rather have the time at home and rest for the second half.
Yeah, definitely.
As Davis fouls off a fastball, I guess the most important thing, he's healthy for the second half. And while we're talking about All-Stars, Robinson Cano, we know, is going to start the All-Star game, but we got some news that he is now going to compete in the Home Run Derby. And what do the Yankees feel about that, Jack?
Right, Cano said he was surprised that they asked him to participate in the Home Run Derby, and Kevin Long, the batting coach, was honest about it. He said he'd rather not have one of his players compete in that. He said that it's just an exhausting thing. You're up there trying to hit a home run every time you swing the bat. And he said there have been instances, he brought up a guy like Bobby Abreu, where a guy has done damage to himself. He's come back and the swing hasn't been there. Cano, of course, has that sweet swing. Cano said, I'm just going to try and do what I do in batting practice, not do too much.
You know what, Jack, that's the one thing is Davis, it's a ground ball to Alex Rodriguez. A nice play going to his right, a strong throw across the diamond, but Davis runs too well, and it's going to be an infield hit. We talked about his 26 stolen bases that lead this ball club. Picks up an infield hit.
Yeah, this is kind of reminiscent of the play that Arod made last night when he actually threw out Kurt Suzuki at first base. But Suzuki doesn't run quite as well as Rajai Davis. And there's a difference right there. About a half a step, and Davis is safe at first. In fact, he made the call himself, crossing the bag.
You know, Jack, I want to get back to Robinson Cano in this home run hitting contest, because a lot of times you hear hitting instructors say they don't like it because they feel like the hitter changes his swing. I found it interesting. Kevin Long said that it's an exhaustive process.
Right. He said that Alex Rodriguez went through it, and Rodriguez described it as being an exhaustive process. But when we asked A-Rod his thoughts on Cano, he said, hey, he's a young kid. It's an honor. Let him get out there. Let him have some fun with it. Rodriguez, by the way, a home run hitter, was not asked to participate, obviously because of the hip situation that he has.
Jack, we've seen some young players come up and help the Yankees. Chad Huffman for a while. He's since returned. Colin Curtis has done a good job in the outfield for the Yankees. He's playing right field tonight. Some other of the youngsters we've seen in spring training. I know there's one that the Yankees are high on. Eduardo Nunez. What can you tell us about him?
Right. Kenny, Eduardo Nunez is a shortstop at AAA. Gene Michael, who, of course, is the super scout for the Yankees. I talked to him today. He's had the chance to see Nunez play. He really likes this kid's glove. He's a 300 hitter, but the thing that Stick liked about him is he said he's a great athlete. I like his hands, and they're moving him around now. He's not just playing shortstop. They've played him at some other infield positions, and that could be a sign that the Yankees are looking at him as more of a utility guy and a guy that might try and plug in down the road, maybe even this season. I asked Stick if he thought he could help the Yankees this season. He said if we ran into a situation where we needed him, yes, I think he could.
Now, I've heard rumors that they're thinking about having him play some outfield as well. That could make him more valuable to the Yankees.
Absolutely, and Stick said he is the kind of athlete that can do that. Next Tuesday, by the way, Kenny, he will participate in the AAA All-Star game. He'll be there with Jesus Montero, Jonathan Albaladejo. Those are the three Scranton Yankees that made the All-Star team.
Well, I guess it's good news. If Gene Michael puts his stamp of approval on you, that's a pretty good sign if you're a Yankee prospect. But let's talk about somebody, Jack, who's not a prospect, but he's been, I guess, out in the forefront lately, and that's Nick Swisher, and you're going to have him tomorrow on the batting practice show.
Absolutely. Nick Swisher is pushing his case to get that All-Star game. Send Swisher. I know we played the promotion a little bit earlier in this telecast, but he's really anxious to try and push those votes up the ladder.
CC gets a ground ball right to Robinson Cano, over to Mark Teixeira. A nice job by CC Sabathia getting a ground ball and a 3-1 count. A tough combination to get a double play with Davis and Coco Crisp. But he does a nice job.
Here's the replay. We're looking at it right now, Jack. What a hot one hopper back to CC to Cano, and on the first to get a speedy runner as they turn to double play. That was well done.
Jack, getting back to Nick Swisher, I guess he has fallen behind Kevin Youkilis in that fan vote.
Youkilis is ahead of him, and the thing that Swisher was intrigued by is that John Kerry, the Massachusetts senator, is out there stumping for Youkilis now. So Nick said, I got to get my guys there, and Teixeira's going to make this play, so we better go, guys.
Jack, we appreciate it, and we also look forward to that conversation tomorrow with Nick Swisher. Again, great job. As CC Sabathia works his way through the bottom of the third, the Yankees still lead 5-1.
Are you free to be one with nature, or one of thousands in the revolution? Here you're free to discover and laugh and so much more. Plan your getaway at visitwilliamsburg.com.
Hello. There are lots of alternative energies out there, like solar and wind power.
That gave us the idea for Ocean Spray Cran Energy Juice Drink. It's a better-for-you energy drink because it's made with the great-tasting goodness of real cranberry.
And we added green tea for extra energy. That's one tasty energy source.
Cran Energy Cranberry Energy Juice Drink. The great-tasting, better-for-you energy drink.
There are over 358 million trillion gallons of water on Earth. But not all water is created equal. Only 1/1000% is filtered naturally beneath the Earth, with a distinct balance of minerals, and emerges crisp and refreshing enough to be called Poland Spring. Poland Spring 100% natural spring water, born better.
Are you free to feel the wind in your hair, or put the wind back in your sail? Here, you're free to imagine and play and so much more. Plan your getaway at visitwilliamsburg.com.
We are back for the top of the fourth, and that means it is time for the New York State Smokers Quit Line quiz. And the question tonight, who are the only 3 pitchers in Major League Baseball history to have at least 100 saves for 2 different managers? And we will have that answer in the bottom of the fourth. Good question tonight as Trevor Cahill back to work on Nick Swisher. Throws a changeup for strike 1. Nick 0 for 1, hit a ground ball to first base, his first at bat. Takes a curveball for ball 1. The Yankees lead 5-1 on 3 hits. The big hit, a grand slam by Alex Rodriguez. The top of the third inning. Cahill gave up 5 runs in that inning, and that is the most he has given up in a game, not just the inning, but in a game since his first start against Toronto. So the Yankees doing a nice job making him elevate that sinker, putting up a big inning. He threw 34 pitches in the third inning. You can see the pitch count up to 72 for the ball game here in the fourth. So the bullpen will be a factor for the Oakland A's tonight. Nick Swisher fouls off a fastball the other way.
That's it, going the other way with the sinker. A little too far the other way as it goes foul.
Well, that interview tomorrow with Jack Curry is going to be very interesting because, like Jack said, Nick Swisher has been very vocal that he wants to be on this team. He's encouraging the fans to get out there and vote. It'll be an interesting interview tomorrow. More importantly, behind in the count 1-2. He gets a changeup and a good one for strike 3. So Nick Swisher 0 for 2 on the evening.
Yeah, second strikeout for Cahill as he goes with a very good changeup. Several changeups at Nick Swisher in that at bat.
See Nick talking about that changeup to Kevin Long, the hitting instructor.
Flash, what do you think about the online voting? I kind of like it because it keeps the fans involved with that final guy on the All-Star team, and to get a cross section of players, and I kind of like it.
I agree with you. I mean, we're talking about what 4 or 5 guys here are still in the running. As Jorge Posada, first pitch swinging, he's going to loft the fly ball to center field. Coco crisp underneath it for the easy out. But I agree with you. I mean, it keeps the conversation going here, and a couple of guys who have had some big first halves, and get the fans involved.
Number 14.
We'll take a look at some of those guys. Nick Swisher, Paul Konerko, Young from Texas, and Young from the Twins, and Kevin Youkilis having a big first half, 299 with 17 home runs and leading the vote to this point.
You got to admit, they're all worthy candidates, no matter who the fans choose.
Curtis Granderson takes a changeup for strike one.
Well, the Red Sox did lose tonight for the second straight night to Tampa Bay. Another one-run loss. And Kevin Youkilis left the game with an ankle injury.
What's going on up there with the Red Sox? All these injuries, and you wonder if they can keep it going with all these guys that are going down.
They got 10 players on the DL.
You have your starting catcher, Victor Martinez, and your backup catcher. I mean, you have a bunch of your starting pitchers, Beckett.
Former MVP second baseman.
Terry Francona trying to keep them going up there in Boston as Curtis Granderson takes a ball.
Look who's at the game.
Ricky Henderson.
Yeah, it's just Ricky being Ricky, watching some baseball.
Curtis Granderson pops one up to the left side. Kuzman off underneath it, but Rosales is going to call him off. So Trevor Cahill, who had a tough third inning, rebounds here in the fourth and has a relatively easy 1-2-3 inning. Ricky Henderson looking on.
What would you do for a Klondike ice cream sandwich? That's right. We said sandwich.
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Your TV is starting to feel nervous. It heard what happened to the VCR, and the cassette player, and the answering machine. It knows what happens to obsolete technology around here. What you need to help your TV understand is, it's not the one that's obsolete. It's the cable technology that's obsolete. And Fios is the one making it obsolete. It's time for Fios. Visit Verizon.com/Fios.
Each year, smoking leaves 31,000 children fatherless.
Don't miss a moment. Quit smoking today. For help quitting, talk to your doctor or visit www.nysmokefree.com.
I've had my car for 20 years. The engine and transmission, they're all original. Even right down to the muffler. It's the best investment I ever made. My name is Joey, and my Toyota has 464,000 miles.
While a Toyota may last a long time, the amazing deals and great selection won't during Toyota's National Clearance Event. And right now, you can lease a new 2010 Venza for just $239 a month. Or lease a new 2011 Toyota Sienna for $269 a month. Toyota, durability to move you forward.
Kurt Suzuki's going to lead off in the bottom of the fourth. The Yankees lead 5-1. And our question, our New York Smokers quit line quiz question, who are the only three pitchers in Major League Baseball history to have at least 100 saves for two different managers? John Franco, Jose Mesa, and Mariano Rivera. And you see the managers. Suzuki takes a fastball for strike one. Pete Rose and Bobby Valentine for John Franco, Larry Bowa and Mike Hargrove for Jose Mesa, and Joe Torre and Joe Girardi for Mariano Rivera. Yankees lead 5-1. CC Sabathia back to work here in the bottom of the fourth.
Good closers who keep those managers managing too.
Joe Girardi looking on, and we're in LA a couple of weeks ago, Kenny, and it was interesting with Joe Torre managing the Dodgers and having Mariano Rivera come in to compete against him as Suzuki drills one to left field, but right at Brett Gardner. So he hit it hard, but the first out here in the fourth.
Joe Girardi now sees his Yankees a season high 20 games over 500, 51-31 coming into tonight. You know, you start to get 20 games over 500, you start thinking about the playoffs. You got 25 games over 500, pretty good shot. 30, yeah, you're going. 35 and 40, well, you've got a great team.
Well, we were talking last night, can the Yankees get better in the second half? As Kuzminoff swinging at a first pitch slider. And I really think they can, Kenny. I mean, Mariano has been rock solid at the end of that bullpen, but there have been some question marks getting the ball to him. And Mark Teixeira, we're seeing lately, starting to swing the bat like a man who could carry this ball club in the second half. See how it all plays out. Good changeup from CC Sabathia, and quickly ahead 0-2 on Kuzminoff, who had the big hit for the A's in the first inning. A 2-out double to drive in Coco Crisp, the only run of the evening so far for the Oakland A's, who are a team that struggles to score runs. The Yankees in the driver's seat here, 5-1 in the fourth with their ace on the hill. A good fastball for strike 3, 96 miles an hour. The 5th strikeout of the evening for CC Sabathia.
CC looking pretty strong. Got that double play that he started last inning to help himself out, but he's got Kuzminoff in between. Change-ups and then the high heat. Passes him with it. That's the 5th strikeout. 4 of them swinging, which tells you he's kind of overpowering these hitters.
With 2 outs, it'll bring up second baseman Mark Ellis, who had a ground ball to Alex Rodriguez to end the first inning, his first at bat. 283 on the year. CC Sabathia looking to have a nice clean 1-2-3 inning here in the fourth. Does a good job getting ahead with a first pitch fastball.
Of course, last year the Yankees finishing 44 games over 500. 103 and 59. Well, this is what CC's done his last 3 starts. He's been on his game.
8 innings his last 3 outings, so obviously on a winning streak of 6 games, but going deep into the ball game, saving that bullpen. And ahead in the count 0-2 on Mark Ellis here with 2 outs in the fourth. Goes with a changeup and it's up, but he still gets a strikeout. 2nd strikeout of the inning. And the 6th strikeout of the evening for CC Sabathia. The Yankees still lead 5-1.
How does the GMC Sierra stay ahead of the competition? We were the first to develop a hydroform steel frame designed to increase payload and durability. And we have an Eaton automatic locking rear differential that maximizes traction and power. When you never compromise, you have nothing to hide. At the GMC Summer Event, get the best of the remaining 2010s and get 0% APR for 72 months. Or choose $5,000 cash back on most Sierras.
Before I decided to run for the Senate, I had a regular job. Okay, maybe not a regular job. I was the CEO of World Wrestling Entertainment, a soap opera that entertains millions every week. And everyone gets in on the action. That isn't real, but our problems are. Connecticut families are hurting. We're losing jobs because Washington politicians are spending money we don't have. Last year, Connecticut was 47th in job creation. We can do better. We've got to do better. It's time we rein in runaway Washington spending, pass a balanced budget amendment to control that spending long term, and then stop the income tax increases scheduled for the end of this year. We can't stop the spending and fix the mess if we send another big government politician to Washington. It's time to shake things up. It's time for something different. I'm Linda McMahon, and I approve this message.
Hi, everyone. Bob Lorenz with your Audi update. Let's check the Red Sox and Rays. That game is now in the books. Top of the ninth, Rays clinging to a 3-2 lead, and Rafael Soriano gets the ground out. Sean Rodriguez on first, and the Rays get the win. As Kenny mentioned, 2nd straight night that they beat the Red Sox. 3-2 is the final. No update on that ankle injury for Kevin Youkilis.
Thank you very much, Bob. As we go to the 5th inning here at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. That's a mouthful. Here's a pitch to Colin Courtesy. It's a hot shot to short for Rosales. Across the diamond in time. 1 pitch and 1 out here in the 5th inning. This Saturday and Sunday, it's history in the making as Yes presents the first ever broadcast of baseball in 3D. The Yankees take on the Mariners live in Seattle, and Yes will bring you the game as you've never seen it before. Presented by Panasonic and DirecTV. 3D coverage starts at Saturday at 10 o'clock. Call your cable or satellite provider for details on their 3D offering. Here's Brett Gardner at the top of the order, and he takes a pitch for a call strike. Flash, I'm wondering how I'm going to look in 3D.
I don't think it'll be a problem, Kenny. You look outstanding.
I appreciate it, but
it's going to be fun to check that out, you know, to see how it all plays out. A baseball game in 3D.
Breaking ball, a nice one by Cahill, and the count is 0-2. First ever game in 3D. You know, the way I look at it, somebody had to do the first game on television. Somebody had to do the first game in color. And somebody had to do the first game in HD. Now somebody's got to do the first game in 3D.
Might as well be you.
Yeah,
Might as well be us.
Yeah. Yes Network. Breaking out on top. 1 ball and 2 strikes, the count on Brett Gardner, who tonight is 1 for 2. Another curve, and that drops in for a strike, and he's gone. Cahill picks up his 3rd strikeout. 2 outs here in the 5th.
We talk a lot about the sinker, and here's the backdoor curveball, and it just locks Brett Gardner up. You see no complaint. He knows it. Turn around, head to the dugout.
Here is Derek Jeter, who has struck out, driven in a run. When he forced Gardner with the bases loaded, they end the 2nd inning. First time that Derek has driven in a run in 20 ball games. Ground ball towards the right side. Ellis gets in front of it, throws on to first, and the Yankees go 1-2-3 here in the top of the 5th inning. It's on to the bottom of the 5th. The Yankees have the lead at 5-1.
Jaguar Platinum coverage is not just a warranty. It's a belief in everything we do. It's a 5-year, 50,000-mile promise. With complimentary scheduled maintenance, no-cost replacement of wear and tear items, and 24/7 roadside assistance. Because when you create the most beautiful, fast cars on Earth, you create an ownership experience to match. Jaguar's best-in-class Platinum coverage is included on all 2011 Jaguars. See your local Jaguar dealer for details.
Your TV is starting to feel nervous. It heard what happened to the VCR, and the cassette player, and the answering machine. It knows what happens to obsolete technology around here. What you need to help your TV understand is, it's not the one that's obsolete. It's the cable technology that's obsolete. And Fios is the one making it obsolete. It's time for Fios. Visit Verizon.com/Fios.
I'm feeling really good about winning Take 5 today.
You should. All you need is me. Little bit of luck.
If she has a little bit of luck, what about me?
No. That's my little bit of luck, right, baby?
Baby.
Whoa, ladies! There's enough of me to go around for everyone.
Oh, really? Well, how's that?
Well, the odds of winning Take 5 are 1 in 9. There's 100,000 winners every day.
I'm gonna take you home.
Oh, wow.
Play Take 5 from the New York Lottery. With 1 in 9 odds, all you need is a little bit of luck.
Saturday and Sunday, the Yes Network presents the first ever broadcast of baseball in 3D. The Yankees take on the Mariners in Seattle, and Yes will bring you the event as you've never seen baseball before. Baseball's first live 3D broadcast powered by Panasonic and DirecTV. 3D coverage starts Saturday at 10 from the Yes Network.
I have a chance. Let's look at the upcoming schedule brought to you by Excella Express. Enjoying the journey. And tomorrow the Yankees will be here in Oakland to close out the 3-game series. Then it's on to Seattle. 4-game series. All the games on Yes. 3 night games and a day game as Jack Cutts swings at the first pitch. Granderson went back a few steps, now comes in, and there is 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So 1 pitch and 1 out. It'll bring up Adam Rosales.
Shortstop, number 7, Adam Rosales.
So following the games in Seattle, then the All-Star break, and then the Yankees start up again the next Friday against the Tampa Bay Rays at the big ballpark in the Bronx at Yankee Stadium. Here's Rosales. Had a base hit, but was caught stealing when CC actually picked him off in the 2nd inning. First pitch is downstairs for ball 1.
Now, interesting, Kenny, the Yankees have 4 days off for the All-Star break. A little unusual. Usually you have 3, so good news for the Yankees. Get an extended rest, and especially all those All-Stars who are going to be Anaheim.
Yeah.
You fly home, you get a day to kind of regroup, enjoy yourself. And then look forward to the Rays coming in for a tough series.
You know, get reacclimated to the Eastern time zone and the Eastern heat.
No, I know you played in some All-Star games. I never did, but I would always have to do something baseball-wise over the break because 3 days off felt like an eternity when you're used to playing every day. And here the Yankees, they get an extra day, which is good news, but also 4 days during the course of a season. It's tough to get back in the flow.
Rosales takes a pitch for a call strike, 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Well, you know, when you're thinking, what would you do? Would you go take batting practice somewhere? Or?
You know, I was more concerned about my throwing arm.
Okay.
And we saw Ricky Henderson enjoying this ball game from the stands. And we actually played the Mets with Tampa Bay when Ricky came in there and stole like 4 bases the first game back.
Foul back.
After the All-Star break. And I never would make that mistake again. I always had to throw to keep my arm in shape.
And, I mean, he stole them on you?
Well, of course. I took it personally.
No, that's not Ricky, by the way. Ricky was here. We saw a Ricky Henderson sighting.
I couldn't throw Ricky Henderson out, but I could throw that guy out, I think I might have been able to get him. But, Kenny, this is embarrassing. I used to take like a bucket of baseballs in my yard and just throw them. Just throw them as far as I could, go pick them up, throw them back, just to throw a baseball and keep my arm in shape over the break.
Well, now you do it with golf balls. You just hit them and then you go get them.
That's true.
Full count now on Adam Rosales with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. CC with the payoff pitch to the A's shortstop. The ground ball through the hole and in the left field for a base hit. So a 1-out single for Rosales. He was 2 for 2. That is the 5th hit allowed by CC Sabathia. Let's look back.
Ricky Henderson, one of the all-time greats, Hall of Famer here at the Oakland A's. It was almost impossible to throw him out, Kenny. I mean, he would get a great jump, had the speed to outrun the baseball.
The all-time stolen base leader and runs scored leader. Ricky Henderson, Hall of Famer.
He was lucky enough to be a teammate of Ricky's with the San Diego Padres.
Ball is hit through the right side by Carson. And the A's have put 2 men on with 1 out here in the 5th. You're in San Diego.
In San Diego, and you know, great teammate as Carson drills this one to the right side. But you know, one of those guys that would get in your head when he was out on the bases because you'd put pressure on yourself to try to throw him out.
You know, when you played against Ricky, 25 major league seasons, 10-time All-Star, and 1990 MVP. Power and speed. Most ever leadoff home runs in history. Went into the Hall of Fame last year. 2-time world champion in '89 and '93. And the most stolen bases and the most runs scored. And there's Ricky. Talking to maybe Ricky Henderson fan from a long time ago.
Still looks like he's in great shape. Could probably still play.
Pitch to Rajai Davis's inside ball for, and you know, with Davis at the
home out.
You know, when you played against Ricky, 25 major league seasons, 10-time All-Star, and 1990 MVP. Power and speed. Most ever leadoff home runs in history. Went into the Hall of Fame last year. 2-time world champion in '89 and '93. And the most stolen bases and the most runs scored. And there's Ricky. Talking to maybe Ricky Henderson fan from a long time ago.
Still looks like he's in great shape. Could probably still play.
Pitch to Rajai Davis's inside ball for, and you know, with Davis at the plate here, the last 16 years there's only been one other A to steal 20 bases before the All-Star break. Davis has done it this year. The other was Ricky Henderson. Next pitch is popped into foul territory. Long run for Teixeira. Does he have room? He does, and he makes the catch. And that is the 2nd out of the inning. At any other ballpark, that is into the seats. But Teixeira sprinting maybe 40, 50 yards to make the play just in front of the camera well on the first base side.
But check out how far Mark Teixeira goes to get this pop-up. Like you said, Kenny, any other stadium in the major leagues, this is a souvenir for a fan. Great concentration, covering a lot of ground. You find the wall. How much room do you have? An outstanding catch and a big second out here in the 5th inning. CC Sabathia loves it.
That is a big time play by a Gold Glove first baseman. So now 2 outs and back to the top of the order, and Coco Crisp, who has scored the A's run back in the 1st inning. Single, stole second, went to third on a wild pitch, and scored on a double by Kevin Kuzminoff. 2 on, 2 outs. And tried to check a swing. Did he go? No. Here's a base that Ricky did not steal. Oh, I recognize the catcher. You got him, huh?
Got you, Ricky. See, he's still smiling about it. It's the only, I can guarantee that's the only time I got him, because he was in my head big time. Those guys in the truck are good finding that.
Here's a pitch high ball, too. You know what? The thing about Ricky, the best way to defend a base steal is keep him off base. But for his career, he must have been on base 40% of the time. He drew a lot of walks with that stance, or he was doubled over. It's hard to throw him a strike.
You know, you're right, Kenny, and a lot of players today get a reputation on base percentage guy, but Ricky back then, I mean, if you didn't throw it over the plate, he was not swinging. Very disciplined.
There's a pitch for a strike to Crisp, and it's 2 balls and a strike. He knew what his job was, to get on base and steal bases and score runs. The best ever. CC trying to get out of a jam here in the 5th inning. Little number off the end of the bat, and it's going to roll into foul territory. The count is 2-2. Coco Crisp been on the disabled list a couple of times this year for the A's. First time we were here back in April, had a finger problem, then a rib cage problem. He has only appeared in 14 games, including tonight. There's Trevor Cahill. He wouldn't be doing that back east, I'll tell you that. Maybe to dry off. 2-2 pitch is on the way, and it's low and inside, ball 3. So that will start the runners up. Rosales from second and Carson from first with 2 down. On deck is Derek Barton, the first baseman.
A big pitch from CC Sabathia here with a 3-2 count. 4-run lead. Will he go right after Crisp and challenge him with a fastball? Jorge Posada wants to have a conversation.
Well, the thing about CC, you know, he's got that good changeup, and that was a brief conversation. While we have a chance, reminder this copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Here's the payoff pitch. The runners go, and it's outside, ball 4. First walk of the night for CC Sabathia, but it's going to load the bases for the left-handed hitting Derek Barton.
A little disappointed in that pitch, Kenny. I mean, you mentioned a changeup, and he usually can throw it for a strike. As pitching coach Dave Island looking on. We had 2 runners on with a 4-run lead, and the leadoff hitter, you would think maybe you would challenge with a fastball. Decided to go with a changeup, and he misses off the plate. Good news, you have a left-handed hitter up against Sabathia, who's a left-handed pitcher, but we talked in the hitter's scouting report. Barton does a nice job against lefties, a batting average over 300.
He has struck out and grounded out to first with Sabathia covering 0 for 2. Bases loaded here in the 5th. First pitch, curve, drops in for a called strike. Sabathia gave up a run on a 2-out hit in the 1st inning. This is the first major jam that he's been in tonight.
Yeah, you feel like for the Oakland A's, they really got to take advantage of this situation. A club that has trouble scoring runs.
Another curve, and that one missed.
One of your better hitters up at the plate here. You got to take advantage of this situation, although you do have 2 outs. Big hit trying to get back in this ball game.
Yankees up 5-1. Outside, ball 2 with a fastball. Sabathia just 2-5 in this ballpark in his career. Ballpark that he used to come to and watch the A's as a kid. He also used to go over the Candlestick to watch the Giants back in the day. 2-1 pitch is on the way. And that is high, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike.
Barton in the driver's seat here, 3-1. Only has 4 home runs on the year. But he has a chance right here to pick a spot, pick a zone. Try to tie this ball game up with 1 swing.
Barton swings and fouls it off, and the count has gone full at 3-2.
Yeah, I like CC Sabathia's attitude right there. 96 miles an hour right down the middle. See what you can do. And you see the numbers for Barton. 53 walks, leads the American League. This is your ball game if you're CC Sabathia right here. Left on left, challenge him, make a pitch.
CC, who's been dealing his last 6 starts, he's won them all. The runners will be going on the payoff pitch. It's on the way, and it is called strike 3, and Barton snaps his bat, and if he argues much longer, he's going to be gone. Out comes his manager, Bob Guerin, to try and save his first baseman. You make the call at home. Is it on the corner? Mike Winters thought so, and Barton's been thrown out of the game.
What would you do for a Klondike Neapolitan bar? That's right. We said Neapolitan.
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
If you can't wait to see the hottest new releases, you can forget about Netflix and Redbox.
That is exactly right.
DirecTV Cinema brings home the best Hollywood hits the same day as DVD. Yes! Those other guys?
Tonight, tomorrow, when?
28 days later.
Hey, girls. Got him!
DirecTV Cinema brings you new releases sooner. Channels 125 through 199.
We have planned every momentous event in our family's life.
Now that our kids are grown, we wanted to ensure that when each of us died, all they have to focus on are the incredible memories.
We knew that Sinai Chapels would ensure that our funerals would be observed with dignity and care. We chose to pre-plan our own funerals.
Sinai Chapels has incredible help and support, so our family doesn't need to worry.
Sinai Chapels provided all the information to help us plan and feel honored in a meaningful way.
Sleepy's July 4th holiday mattress sale is being held over. Get a Sealy Posturepedic Serta Perfect Sleeper or Simmons Beauty Rest mattress and box spring starting at $3.99. Plus, get Sleepy's incredible doorbuster bonuses. Get a free comforter, free Serta sheet, free Snap camcorder, or iPod clock radio absolutely free with select models. Plus, finance your purchase for up to 5 full years during Sleepy's extended July 4th holiday mattress sale.
Trust Sleepy's for the rest of your life.
Big pitch in the ball game for CC Sabathia, and we're going to get another look at the location on the fastball. Check out Mike Winters, home plate umpire, looking down over Jorge Posada's shoulder. Gets a real good look and gives CC Sabathia the call. Barton doesn't like it. He gets ejected from the ball game, his first career ejection. But a veteran pitcher getting the benefit of the doubt on a close call.
And Barton slant, once he did that, he was gone. And it's close, but it was definitely knee high. And he gives us CC the corner. First pitch to Teixeira, takes a breaking ball from Cahill. And it's called strike. Teixeira's 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch. Some changes for the A's. Adam Rosales moves from short over to first base, and Cliff Pennington's now at shortstop. Derek Barton thrown out of the ball game. Teixeira pops one into foul territory, and it's out of play. Teixeira was hit by a pitch. There's Cliff Pennington. Started last night's game at short. And that loaded the bases in front of Alex Rodriguez, who followed with a grand slam home run in the 3rd inning. Swing and a miss on a changeup, and Teixeira has struck out. One down here in the 6th. Well, fans, 2 years ago, we said goodbye to our friend and colleague, Bobby Mercer. This Thursday night on Yes, don't miss a special updated edition of his Yankeeography, celebrating the life of this legendary member of the Yankees family. It's Yankeeography, Bobby Mercer, Thursday night at 8:30, only on Yes. Here's Arod, who's had the big hit of the ball game. Takes a pitch for a call strike. His 13th home run of the year, his 21st career grand slam, and the 596th home run of his career, closing in on 600.
Well, the big key for Alex in this at bat was getting ahead in the count, 3-1. He could look for the sinker, and he got it on the inner half, and he drills it to left center field. The big pitch, the 2-1 check swing. It was called a ball instead of a possibility of a strike.
Swing and a miss on a changeup, and it's 1-2. And with that home run on the all-time Yankee list, he has passed the third baseman Greg Nettles. Guy who took a lot of hits away from me. Another one. Pitch is low, and it's 2 balls and 2. Nettles could play some third base, and he led the league in home runs one year. I believe it was 1976. 2-2 pitch. Another change, and it's outside. Count is run full on Arod at 3-2.
Another one of those lefties who had a perfect swing for the old Yankee Stadium.
Oh, and he had him and Reggie in the lineup, left-handed hitters with power.
Bobby Mercer, right?
Yeah, Bobby. Three-two pitch, and Arod drills it to center field and deep. Chris going back, looks up near the wall, and this one is gone. Alex Rodriguez with his 2nd home run of the ball game, and now the Yankees lead 6-1. Straight away center field, over 400 feet. And that is number 597 of Arod's career.
Well, Alex Rodriguez at the grand slam to left center field. That was obviously impressive. But here on a 3-2 count, looked like he got a changeup down, and right away he knew he got it. Dead center field. Talk about Oakland all the time with night games. Not an easy place to go and hit home runs, and Alex Rodriguez right away knows he got enough of it. Home run number 14. Impressive, taking a changeup down and away, driving it to center field.
Now the 2 home runs by Arod, as you look at Coco Chris giving the good effort. The first 2 that Barton has allowed, I should say Cahill has allowed at home this year. Looked like he was looking for a changeup, 3-2. Right on time with the swing. Here's Cano. 0 for 2 on the night, has grounded out twice, takes a changeup in there for a call strike. Let's go to the Coors Light freeze cam on the home run by Alex Rodriguez.
You take a look at a changeup. It's down and away, head down, good extension, balance behind the baseball.
Ground ball to third for Kuzminoff, who will throw out Cano for out number 2 here in the 6th.
Well, Kenny, we talked about how the Yankees might be able to get better here in the second half. If that man right there gets going with home runs, that was number 597, chasing Sammy Sosa. It'll be a fun second half around the Yankees if Mark Teixeira swings a bat like he has. Alex Rodriguez starting to find that home run swing.
7th on the all-time list, and as I said, closing in on 600 home runs. 13th and 14th of the season for Arod tonight. Here's Nick Swisher, who's 0 for 2. Swish takes a curveball inside, ball 1. Swisher's grounded out and struck out. Swisher's got a 5-game hitting streak going. He's swinging the bat well lately. This ball is hit well to center field. Going back is Chris again, near the wall, and makes the catch. And that's the final out here in the 6th inning. Well, the Yankees have gotten 5 runs batted in off the bat of Alex Rodriguez. A grand slam homer in the 3rd inning. put the Yankees ahead 5-1, and now a solo shot in the 6th. It's 6-1 Yankees.
A while back, a bunch of us switched to satellite TV.
We thought it would be the best TV. And what's funny is all of us have made the switch back to IOTV.
Every month, thousands of Dish and DirecTV customers are coming back to IOTV.
With IO, I get over 485 all-digital channels, but without those weather interruptions you can get with satellite.
And satellite can't even do the advanced stuff, like on demand.
Switch to IOTV now and get a special offer exclusively for satellite TV customers.
And when I combine IOTV with super fast Optimum Online and unlimited calling from Optimum Voice,
I got better services at a way better price and no long-term contract.
Caller ID on my TV? How cool is that?
I even get free internet access around town with Optimum Wi-Fi.
This special offer is only available if you call now.
Once upon a time, we switched to satellite TV.
And now we've switched back to IOTV.
Because all we ever wanted all along is the best TV.
Dish and DirecTV customers, don't miss our best offer ever. Call 1-866-513-4448 now.
Now lease a new 2010 Ford Fusion for just $189 a month for 24 months. Just $189 a month.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
2 years ago, we said goodbye to a beloved member of the Yankees family. Thursday night, celebrate the life of Bobby Mercer with an updated edition of his emotional Yankeeography.
The outpouring of support and love for us, that's pretty powerful.
Yankeeography Bobby Mercer, Thursday at 8:30 before Yankees game coverage in Seattle, only on Yes.
Bottom of the 6th inning, Yankees up 6-1. Alex Rodriguez having a big night offensively. CC Sabathia looking for his 7th straight victory. First pitch to Suzuki here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Well, it's that type of night here. I mean, the temperature started out in the mid-60s. I'm sure the temperature's gone down a bit here. And they're breaking out the blankets. She's wearing a hoodie. Suzuki 0 for 2, struck out, line to left. Pops one up into foul territory. Long run for Teixeira once again, and he gets there and makes the catch. You can see why they've never had a batting champion here, Flash.
Well, Mark Teixeira getting a workout tonight. A couple of plays, foul territory. Suzuki gets jammed. See Posada going after it. Mark Teixeira makes a nice play, sliding in front of the Yankee dugout. And you're right, Kenny, just too much foul territory. If you're a hitter here, a lot of foul balls will not find the seats. Mark Teixeira doing a nice job sticking with it.
Yeah, you're going to lose some at-bats. Here is Kevin Kuzminoff, who's doubled in a run. That's in the 1st inning and struck out swinging in the 4th. Little number off the end of the bats. CC Sabathia has 7 strikeouts on the night. He's walked 1.
You can see their game plan with Kuzminoff. Change-ups away, fastballs up and in. Kuzminoff got CC Sabathia in the 1st inning for a double and an RBI. CC rebounded in the 4th with a strikeout. It's been the same combination, change-up, fastball.
We mentioned Kuzminoff broke an 0 for 30 last night, but it hit .336 in June. As a hitter, I'm sure, as we look at Jerry Blevins warming up, left-hander in the A's bullpen, makes you wonder, how can it be so hot one month and just fall completely off the charts the next month?
Well, we talked about Kuzminoff and his hands kind of way back there, almost like Nomar Garciaparra reminds me of the way he sets up. But there's really not a lot of, I guess, adjustment, Kenny, with your bat when it's back here. There's really no movement. And if you're right on time, you're going to get some hits. If not, you're going to be late, get beat with some fastballs.
You got to get the bat started somehow. Yeah,
a little rhythm, right?
CC deals the 1-2 pitch. Here's that up and in, and that was too far up, too far in. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, it's a good combination. You go with that fastball up and in, change ups down and away. You want to cover this zone here if you're CC Sabathia and Jorge Posada. Stay away from down and in and up and away.
You think you got him set up for the changeup?
Yeah, definitely. That looks like they're going back in.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Struck him out. 8 strikeouts now for CC Sabathia. Fans Yankee Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Blimpie. America's Sub Shop, by J&R Music and Computer World, and by IOTV. IO offers you incredible HD picture and sound. HD is free with IOTV. 8 strikeouts for CC Sabathia. His season high is 9. That was against Texas on April 16th. Mark Ellis fouls a pitch off. CC's had at least 1 strikeout in every inning but the 3rd. And in that inning, he got a double play. Outside, and it's a ball and a strike on Ellis. Pitch is fouled on that flash. Was it last year when we were leaving the ballpark after CC pitched the game here, and all the people were waiting outside by the bus, and it looked like he was running for office?
I think it was early this year, right in April. We came out here early.
Well, it might have been this year too, because he leaves a lot of passes, but the same sort of situation. And he's going around talking to different people and kissing babies and shaking hands. And here's the 1-2 pitch to Ellis, and he fights one off and fouls it off. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. But it's good to see that CC comes back home. Of course, early this year we had a feature on him building a little league field in his hometown, or not building it but improving the one that he had played on as a kid. Put a new scoreboard in, new surface, concession stand.
Doing it all.
CC Stadium.
Yeah.
The 1-2 pitch is a breaking ball hit on the ground, foul by Ellis. It's nice to do that for your CC Sabathia Pitch In Foundation. Took care of the little leaguers in his hometown of Vallejo, California. Job well done. CC was there for opening day. Really neat stuff. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Line drive, solid base hit off the bat of Mark Ellis. And the A's have their 7th hit of the ball game.
Good at bat for Mark Ellis. Again, fouling off some tough pitches. Finally got a mistake out over the plate. Fastball, and just drives it right back up the middle.
CC almost reached up for it, didn't he? Or maybe that was just part of his follow through, but you don't want any part of the bare hand getting near that ball. Here's Jack Cust, the designated hitter who has struck out. Fly to center field. First pitch on the ground, 1 hopper for Teixeira. He's going to step on the bag, and Ellis gets a 2-out single, but nothing else against CC Sabathia here in the 6th. Yankees leading 6-1. It's on to the 7th.
The 2009 New York Yankees are world champions.
Come out to Yankee Stadium in 2010 to see the 27-time world champion New York Yankees in action. Don't miss a Yankee Stadium tradition on Thursday, July 22nd, when the Yankees play the Royals. It's Cap Night, and the first 18,000 fans in attendance will receive a Yankees cap, courtesy of Cannon. In 2010, come home to Yankee Stadium, the home of champions.
Before you take it on your road trip, we take it on ours. Now during the summer event, get an exceptionally engineered Mercedes-Benz, like the 2010 C-Class, an IIHS top safety pick for 1.9% APR, or lease one for $349 a month.
You think everyone is who they say they are?
On the ground!
Somebody is setting me up! My name is Evelyn Salt.
Then you are a Russian spy.
Do you have any idea what she's done for this country?
She had the drop on me. Why didn't she shoot?
There's something else going on here.
You think everyone is who they say they are?
Salt, rated PG-13.
RiverAvBlues.com is the most up-to-date and comprehensive blog for every die-hard Yankees fan. Covering everything from the minors to the majors, RiverAvBlues.com posts daily game analysis and detailed player insights. Get all your Yankees bases covered at RiverAvBlues.com.
Manager Bob Guerin of the A's has gone to a new pitcher, and this call to the bullpen is brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible.
That new pitcher will be Jerry Blevins, left-hander for the Oakland A's. And he will face Jorge Posada, Curtis Granderson, and Colin Curtis. Jorge 1 for 2 on the evening, had a base hit his first at bat, a fly ball his last at bat, and this will be his first at bat hitting right-handed. His first pitch swinging, it's a fly ball to center field. Coco Crisp cruising underneath it for the first out here in the 7th inning. 1 pitch, 1 out. Well, the Yankees lead 6-1 here in Oakland. John Flaherty with Ken Singleton. We thank you for sticking with us on your Verizon Wireless scoreboard. 6 runs, 4 hits for the Yankees, 1 run, 7 hits for the A's. And Alex Rodriguez having a big evening, a grand slam and a solo home run. You see the numbers for Blevins, 33 hits in 28 innings. It was a first pitch fastball to Curtis Granderson.
Blevins is not allowed to run in 15 of his last 18 appearances. Ooh, nice hook, but it missed.
So the Yankees were able to do a nice job against Trevor Cahill, the all-star representative for the Oakland A's. 6 innings, 6 runs, only gave up 4 hits, but 2 of those hits, Alex Rodriguez grand slam and a solo shot as Curtis Granderson fouls off a fastball.
Yeah, the 3rd inning he gave up 3 of the 4 hits, including the grand slam. Young man had been 7-0 in his last 9 starts.
Had not given up a home run at home until tonight.
Yeah.
Foul ball off of Kurt Suzuki. Some obvious pain behind the plate. Love that right there, telling the trainer, stay in the dugout. I'm good.
Yeah, Posada knows what pain from behind the plate is all about. Huh? I don't know how you guys do it on a nightly basis, Flash. Jeez. You know, if a fan was waiting for autographs after a ball game, you would know which one was the catcher coming out after the game. Have ice bags taped to your elbows or fingers, or, you know, limping. Good thing they give you guys masks, I'll tell you.
You know, that's one of those ones where he gets a foul ball in the thigh, and obviously it hurts when it happens, but then you get back in the flow of the game and you don't really think about it until tomorrow morning when you wake up. Granderson slaps one the other way. A nice job hanging in there against the lefty. Picks up his first base hit of the night. It's time for another look at our tonight's Toyota Text Poll. Once again, the question is, should every major league team be represented at the All-Star game? And here's how you voted. 56% say no. 44% for yes.
That's going against a long-time tradition. I mean, every team is represented in the All-Star game, and you know, sometimes it's hard to find a player from each ball club.
Colin Curtis takes a slider for ball 1. Curtis 0 for 1 with a walk. He did score a run. Playing right field back-to-back nights. Fouls off a fastball.
You know, we have notes here on hits by direction as CeCe's hydrating over in the dugout there. But for Curtis Granderson, who just got that base hit to left field, that is only his 6th hit to left field all season long. So most of his hits go to right, 24, 14 to center. But I think if he can learn to hit the ball a little bit better to the opposite field, his batting average would come up somewhat.
Blevins throws over, and just looking at his numbers against lefties, Kenny, below 200 going into that at bat. Obviously, those numbers are going to get better now, and a big reason why, not hitting the ball the other way.
Yeah, well, you know, if you watch Robinson Cano and the way he handles left-handers and the way he hits the ball to all fields, Granderson's average would go up considerably if he could hit the ball the other way a lot better.
Curtis gets jams, hits a looping fly ball to center field. Crisp coming on, makes the play, sliding on the grass. We saw Curtis Granderson make a similar play last night, and Coco Crisp covering some ground in center field.
You know, I think the slide is just for the possibility of highlight reels a little bit later on, because I think he could have caught this on his feet. The slide is a little extra mustard on top as he makes the catch. A's fans might relish this, but yeah, I mean, he could have stood up and made that catch. Don't you think, Flash?
Oh, I definitely agree. We saw it last night. He has some hamstring problems, so maybe the easier way to stop there, giving him the benefit of the doubt, Ken. But 2 outs brings up Brett Gardner. And the Yankees have 3 consecutive lefties in the lineup: Granderson, Curtis, and Brett Gardner. So that's the reason Jerry Blevins is in here in the 7th inning. Brett 1 for 3 on the night. Nice play by Suzuki going to his left. Brett Gardner, part of that big 3rd inning for the Yankees, had his base hit in that inning. Alex Rodriguez followed a few at-bats later with his grand slam. Curtis Granderson not running as Brett Gardner takes a fastball for strike 2. Trevor Cahill looking on. He'll have 1 start left before the All-Star game as Granderson is running, and he's going to be in there easily without a throw. At a great jump off of Jerry Blevins.
Not only that, he picked a good pitch to go on. This is a slow curveball, not even a throw by Suzuki. 7 stolen bases for Granderson, and he hasn't stolen many of them easier than this one. Standing up, going into second.
Now in scoring position for Brett Gardner with 2 outs. He gets a slider, and that'll be strike 3. So Blevins has a pretty solid 7th inning, gives up a base hit to Curtis Granderson and a stolen base, but works his way out of trouble.
At LensCrafters, you'll love your new glasses, or you can exchange them. We'll even refund your money. We call it the 30-day no-risk guarantee. Come in today and save 30% off eyeglasses and prescription sun. One of the many reasons eyes love LensCrafters.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Is having a snowball fight with pitching great Randy Johnson a bad idea?
Sorry, man. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, you just winged me.
Think anybody's gonna notice that?
Yeah, probably. Maybe we should just go sledding.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
When people say, Mike, why Ford? Why now? You know what I tell them? Quality that can't be beat by Honda or Toyota. Take Ford Taurus. Avalon can't beat its quality.
Sum it up in one word, I'm impressed.
And Ford Fusion, it has better quality than Honda Accord. And the 2010 Ford Fusion is projected to hold its value better than the 2010 Toyota Camry.
This is amazing.
Ford quality and value. That's what I'm talking about.
Now lease a new Ford Fusion for just $189 a month for 24 months.
Visit your local Ford dealer and drive one.
Hi, everyone. Bob Lorenz with your Tri-State Ford update. It was a good night for the Mets against the Reds, and in particular, Johan Santana. Get this, bottom third, a 12-pitch at bat, and then he sends one off the screen and right off Matt Maloney, the first home run of his career. And then top of the ninth, Reds with a tying run at the plate, but Santana goes the distance. David Wright to short way. Santana, first shutout since 2008. First complete game of the year for him as the Mets blank the Reds 3-0. Jack Curry and I will see you on the postgame.
Thanks a lot, Bob. Bob Lorenz working late night with everybody back in the studio. Enjoying a good ball game here, 6-1 on your Verizon Wireless scoreboard. CC Sabathia back out for the bottom of the 7th has given up 7 hits in this ball game, but only 1 run. A 1 run for the A's in the bottom of the first. He misses with a first pitch slider to Adam Rosales, who was having a nice night. 2 for 2, a couple of singles, batting average up to 272. Started this ball game at shortstop, moved over to first base when Derek Barton was ejected for arguing strike 3. Takes slider for ball 2. Tyson Ross getting loose in the Oakland A's bullpen. CC Sabathia going to work against the bottom of the Oakland A's lineup. Misses with a fastball inside, behind in the count 3-0.
You know, here's some amazing numbers on CC. Over his last 2 seasons, he is 29-11. That's 2009 and into this year. Over the last 50 years, only 4 of the pitchers won at least 29 of their first 40 decisions with the Yankees.
Ball 4. So Rosales has had a perfect evening, 2 for 2 with a walk. This Sunday, go inside the mind of the manager with the all-new WB Mason Presents a Joe Girardi show. The skipper breaks down the week's series against the A's and the Mariners and discusses the team's second-half strategy following the All-Star break. It's all new Sunday at 8 o'clock, only on Yes. Mariano Rivera, Jabba Chamberlain looking on in the bullpen for the Yankees down the right field line. Watching CC Sabathia have a good night, although he's thrown 5 straight balls here to start off the 7th inning. Jorge Posada going to have a little conversation.
Yeah, I was talking about CC winning 20. He's going 29-11. Those first 40 decisions with the Yankees. And here are the pitchers the last 50 years. Jimmy Key went 32-8. He's the top man on the totem pole there. Ron Guidry 31-9. Then CC, Tommy John, and David Cone all at 29-11. There's some top-notch pitching in that group.
Slider for strike 1 to Matt Carson. Playing right field for the A's tonight. 1 for 2 with a single. You talk about those numbers for CC Sabathia, Kenny. I mean, everything the Yankees could have hoped for and more as he gets a swing and a miss on a changeup. The numbers on the field, obvious, you just showed them, but I think the presence in the clubhouse as well.
Yeah, that too. And stand-up guy. Good teammate.
Going to be a manager's dream and a pitching coach's dream every time he goes out there. It seems like it's 7-8 innings.
Ooh.
He just misses with a fastball inside.
Yeah, we saw Posada go out there and tell him after 5 straight balls that this pitch just misses being a call strike. You know, what's Jorge going to have to remind him, pick up the glove? Or...
Maybe a little bit of that. You know, I think Jorge did a nice job going with the slider to slow CC down a little bit. A little change up, going to be a fly ball. Robinson Cano settling underneath it. Be the first out here in the 7th inning. You know, sometimes, Kenny, it's just a little conversation. Just slow down a little bit. You know, you're charging a little bit too quick. Let's slow it down. Go with some off-speed pitches and get back on track.
Now, you know that pitchers have different personalities, and being a longtime catcher in the league and handling some pretty good pitchers. There's some pitchers you just go out and kind of ease into, and other guys, hey, what are you doing? Or
yeah, there are other guys when you get into a ball game like this, 7th inning, a 5-run lead where it's hasn't been easy for CC tonight. I mean, he has 8 strikeouts, but you know, sometimes you got to remind him, hey, the finish line is coming up here. Let's charge towards it. Other guys, you want to slow them down a little bit, baby them. It's all about knowing the personality of your staff. Be the 100th pitch, and it's a good one. A changeup to Davis, a swing and a miss.
You know, having not seen CC until last year, as Flash called it 100, I was not aware that his changeup is such a big-time weapon. It is one of the best in the league.
It's a good compliment to that fastball in as Davis hits a rocket right at Alex Rodriguez, over to Mark Teixeira. And they're going to double up Rosales. So Davis hits a bullet to third base. Alex Rodriguez makes a nice play going to his left, throws over. Double play and a big smile as CC Sabathia has now worked his way through 7 innings. Rodriguez over to first base. A little double play, not your conventional one. But the Yankees still lead 6-1.
Aching for steak and bacon? Try the Subway Steak and Bacon Melt and build your better breakfast with the new Steak and Bacon Muffin Melt with, oh yeah, bacon. Crank up the flavor at Subway.
Are you free to be one with nature or one of thousands in the revolution? Here you're free to discover and laugh and so much more. Plan your getaway at visitwilliamsburg.com.
Hello. There are lots of alternative energies out there, like solar and wind power.
That gave us the idea for Ocean Spray Cran Energy Juice Drink. It's a better-for-you energy drink because it's made with the great-tasting goodness of real cranberry.
And we added green tea for extra energy. That's one tasty energy source.
Cran Energy Cranberry Energy Juice Drink. The great-tasting, better-for-you energy drink.
Are you free to feel the wind in your hair or put the wind back in your sail? Here, you're free to imagine and play and so much more. Plan your getaway at visitwilliamsburg.com.
Hey fans, tonight and throughout the Yankee season on Yes, we're asking you to vote along with us for the Chevy Player of the Game. Text your vote to 58772 or vote online at yesnetwork.com. Tonight's candidates are number 1, Alex Rodriguez, number 2, CC Sabathia, number 3, Derek Jeter, or number 4, Mark Teixeira. Text your vote to 58772 and vote now and make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates apply.
Derek Jeter takes a pitch from the new pitcher Tyson Ross, and that is low for ball 1. The big inning for the Yankees, a 5-run third inning, punctuated with a grand slam by Alex Rodriguez. Jeter's 0 for 3, has a run batted in and run scored, takes another pitch downstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Tyson Ross.
Well, Kenny, I was just thinking Alex Rodriguez had some of those hip problems, seems to be moving pretty well at third base the last couple of games, making some nice plays to his right. Nice reaction there to his left to end that 7th inning.
Obviously feeling better.
Yeah.
Swinging the bat well, too. Here's a 2-0 pitch, nowhere near the strike zone. 3 balls and no strikes on Jeter. Ross, 17 walks and 37 in the 3rd innings. And a 4-pitch walk to Jeter starting the 8th inning. So Ross comes in out of the bullpen and cannot locate the strike zone, at least to the first hitter.
Number 25, Mark Teixeira.
Here is Mark Teixeira. 0 for 2 and hit by a pitch. And being hit by a pitch, it's a tough way to get on base, but he has now reached safely in 27 straight games.
You know, Kenny, we take a look from the side here. Kevin Long, the hitting instructor, actually said he had spread Mark Teixeira out with his feet, and the results have been there left-handed. Which last night, the first thing I noticed, and I haven't done a game in a while, looked like Mark was really getting that front foot down early, which would lead me to believe he was going to be swinging the bat better. And Kevin said it's just a little bit more room in between his feet have led to better results. A nice job by the hitting instructor going to the tape, finding something that's going to work.
There's a call strike, and it's 2 balls and a strike to Teixeira. You know, sometimes with a hitter, you can just make the slightest adjustment And sometimes it's mental too. You know, you just, well, I've finally done something. This might help me. You get a couple of hits and you stay there. This pitch is grounded foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Now, how about being a switch hitter? You're one of the greatest switch hitters. And it's, you know, Kevin was saying it's different left-handed for Mark than it is right-handed. I mean, were you a guy that had the same keys from both sides?
I think I did. I thought I was sort of like a mirror image from both sides of the plate. I used the same bat from both sides of the plate. Some switch hitters, they change bat models from one side to the other. Teixeira hits a ground ball to the right side. Ellis has it. Goes to Pennington for 1. Back on the first. And not in time, so they don't complete the double play. Teixeira is safe on the fielder's choice. Jeter's erased. 4-6.
Now batting, number 13.
Here's our McDonald's in-game box score. Brett Gardner 1 for 4. Jeter 0 for 3. The same for Teixeira. Big night for Alex Rodriguez. 2 for 3. Both hits home runs. 5 runs batted in. On down the list, Jorge Posada 1 for 3. The same for Curtis Granderson. Here's Arod. Takes a pitch for a called strike.
Well, 98 miles an hour right there for Tyson Ross, and Alex Rodriguez had that same reaction. He didn't expect that type of a fastball. Having a big night. 2 for 3. Couple of home runs.
Outside for a ball. It's 1-1. Ross is a local product. Pitched at Bishop O'Dowd High School. It's right here in Oakland. Breaking ball and a good stop by Suzuki. Man, he is active behind the plate. The thing about Suzuki, he catches almost every game too.
Well, this is a tough matchup if you're a catcher. A young kid with a live arm. We talked about 97, 98, and a power slider. But the bad news, he's all over the place. Suzuki doing a good job on his toes behind the plate.
You know, watching Ross throw the ball, he doesn't look like he'd be a comfortable at bat. That is a 97 miles an hour fastball. All arms and legs out there.
And effectively wild and all over the place. You don't know if he's going to miss one up and in.
Yeah, I'd be stepping lightly in there.
Yeah.
Here's the 3-1 pitch, and it's way outside, ball 4. So the second walk of the inning by Tyson Ross moves Teixeira into scoring position, and Arod will go to first.
Well, check out the delivery and the finish. Really tall, upright, doesn't really finish towards home plate. Some of the reasons why he has some control problems, but a live arm, good fastball.
Here's Robbie Cano, who right now is staring at an 0 for 3. He's grounded out 3 times. Once the second, once the first, and once the third. The runners lead. The pitch is low for ball 1. Yankees up 6-1. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Bouncing ball towards second. This could be 2. Ellis to Pennington. Throws on the first in time for the double play. So Cano wraps into a 4-6-3 double play to get Tyson Ross out of trouble. At the end of 7.5 here in Oakland, the Yankees lead it 6-1.
Our front door, our backyard, our pastime, our heart and soul. Blimpie has been a part of America's tradition for over 40 years. Our subs are made with fresh baked breads, quality meats and cheeses sliced to order, with tasty toppings and delicious dressings you love so much. Taste the difference freshness makes. Yesterday's traditions are still today's. Blimpie, America's sub shop.
Oh, how Fios takes your HD higher. To a 100% fiber optic picture. To more HD channels than cable. It's also the ultimate on-demand HD movie experience with the Movie Poster Gallery. And the ability to search your HD titles by content or actor, not just title. By changing that old cable technology, your HD TV can finally reach its lofty potential. It's time for Fios. Visit Verizon.com/Fios.
Before you take it on your road trip, we take it on ours. Now during the summer event, get an exceptionally engineered Mercedes-Benz, like the 2010 C-Class, an IIHS top safety pick for 1.9% APR, or lease one for $349 a month.
In today's tough economy, every dollar counts. That's why the Yankees buy office supplies from WB Mason for amazingly low prices on office supplies, furniture, cleaning supplies, kitchen snacks, and Green Mountain coffee. Who but WB Mason?
Well, maybe those Yankee fans will be here tomorrow. They can check out tomorrow's starting pitchers, brought to you by Fios TV, Internet, and phone. This is Beyond Cable. This is Fios. Pitch is low for ball one. A.J. Burnett gets a start for the Yankees, 6-7 with a 4.90, and he'll be in there against Gio Gonzalez. So A.J., who pitched a lot better in his last start, got a no decision. That was the game that the Yankees rallied and won. And of course, tomorrow night, the coverage begins at 9 o'clock. There's Gio Gonzalez. The left-hander will be on the hill for the A's against A.J. Burnett. There's a pitch for a call strike to Coco Chris. Coco is 1 for 2 with a walk, so he's been on base a couple of times.
Here we go again for CC Sabathia. We talked earlier, his last 3 outings, he has pitched 8 innings. Here's starting off the 8th, 104 pitches.
Call strike 2, 2-2.
He's in good shape. He threw 117 his last outing, which was a season high for pitches for CC Sabathia. Still in pretty good shape here to start off the 8th. Pitching coach Dave Island looking on.
Foul ball. Dave hasn't been to the mound tonight, has he?
I was just thinking, you know, I talked a little bit earlier. If you're Joe Girardi or Dave Island, every time this guy takes the mound, whether it's good or bad, he seems to give you 7 innings at least. It's just such a luxury to give your bullpen a break.
His last 3 starts, he's gone 8 innings. Just inside the count runs full on Chris. And the 3 starts before that, he won 7. And all of those resulted in Yankee victories. Baltimore twice, Philadelphia, the Mets, the Dodgers, and Seattle. Here's the payoff pitch to Coco Crisp. And it is low, ball 4. So the 3rd walk of the evening handed out by CC Sabathia as a leadoff walk. He did the same thing last inning. And that's David Robertson getting up in the Yankee bullpen.
Yeah, CC's going to be a little disappointed in himself there, leadoff batter, and you end up walking him. Rather make him earn his way on. Maybe fatigue becoming a factor here in the 8th inning.
Here's Cliff Pennington. This will be his first at bat of the night. He's batting in the spot in the order where Derek Barton was. Barton was called out on strikes with the bases loaded in the 5th inning and was ejected from the ball game. Curveball drops in there for a call strike. Check swing. Fastball's low and inside for a ball. CC trying to pick up his 6th career win against the Oakland A's, but he's got a losing record against Oakland. 5-8 coming in tonight. Change up, fouled off. There's that change again. Be interested to find out how many changeups he threw inside of his pitch count tonight. 111 pitches, and I would venture to say he's thrown a good 20 changeups, maybe more.
I think it's recognizing what off-speed pitch is working for you. The changeup has been better than the slider so far.
Swung on and missed, and Pennington is out of there. 9 strikeouts. Ties his season high, going all the way back to April 16th against the Texas Rangers at Yankee Stadium.
Well, you see where the pitch ended up. It was supposed to be up and in and ends up and away, and CC Sabathia picks up another strikeout. But he comes off the mound not happy with the end result, which was the location. Pennington swings through it.
Here is Kurt Suzuki, who tonight is 0 for 3. Starts him with a curve, drops it in for a strike. A little different look this time. Started Pennington off with a hook. Dropped it in for a strike.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier a couple of starts ago against the Dodgers, he really stayed away from the changeup until later in the ball game.
Foul ball. Did it get the glove of Posada?
Looked like it got the glove, and there was a little reaction from Jorge, and we mentioned that left hand, the left ring finger. You're always going to pay attention now with the foul balls. Gets the glove, little pain, but grabs the ball from Mike Winters, home plate umpire, so it looks like he's going to be all right.
Well, he's gone out there to talk to CC. Maybe give that finger a little bit of a break.
Give it a little time to calm down.
Flexing the left hand, and that can't be fun. I mean, you get enough of a pounding just catching the ball from the pitcher. And then to take a foul tip off the glove.
You know, Kenny, and I had a problem with it with my left thumb would always take a lot of foul balls, and it would really throb and have some problems with it. I never heard of catchers having problems with their left ring finger or left pinky finger. I mean, it's deep into that catcher's mitt. But for some reason, the way Jorge sets up, or maybe the way he gives a target, a lot of foul balls off that finger.
Calling for the changeup. And it's popped up. Long run, but I believe, yep, this one's going to be back in the seats. Anytime you go over near the Yankee dugout as a first baseman or a catcher, here is a long run. Getting your work in. 115 pitches now for CC Sabathia.
117 is a season high. See how long Joe Girardi's going to let him go.
Ball and 2 strikes on Kurt Suzuki. Robertson still warming in the bullpen. Two balls and 2 strikes as the count levels off. Tonight, CC would run his record with a victory to 11-3. And he gets one more start before the All-Star break. He will be on the mound for the final game before the break. That'll be in Seattle on Sunday. Swing and a miss, strike 3 on the changeup. And a new season high in strikeouts for Sabathia. That is his 10th strikeout of the game. And manager Joe Girardi looking towards the bullpen and coming out to the mound. So there are now 2 outs here in the 8th inning. And that's going to be all for CC Sabathia. And he's going to earn a well-deserved round of applause from the Yankee fans here in Oakland. He leads with a 6-1 lead, 7 2/3 innings, and 10 strikeouts.
Oh, hi, Alice. Oh, boss.
Sure could use a cup of coffee, Stanley. And something hot, sweet for Alice.
He likes her.
Really?
We've got lots of Green Mountain flavors from WB Mason.
The same guys we get our cleaning and office supplies from.
I love how you clean.
Oh, it's janitors in love.
Inflated gas bag.
Buying a car today is a hard thing for a person because it gets too complicated. What we've tried to do is simplify the whole process. You deal with one person. You come in, you look, we'll help you. There's no stress in the process. There's no games. There's no tricks. It's done very openly and honestly. We have a philosophy here. You take care of your life, your business, your family, and we'll take care of your car.
I've always stressed over what to do about sleepers.
Sofa by day, bed by night, terrible to sit on and even worse for sleeping.
Then it hit me. Combine the convenience of a sleeper with the comfort of my Bobopedic memory foam mattress.
Looks great, sits great, and sleeps like a dream.
Single, full, or queen size sleeper with Bobopedic memory foam mattress in 3 colors, only $5.99 each.
Quality, choice, and value.
That's my Bob's way.
Well, time to check out the plays of the game, brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Well, CC Sabathia responsible for those plays of the game. He had 10 strikeouts against the Oakland A's. Good slider to Jack Cust, fastball up and in. Fastball away to Kuzminoff, a changeup to Mark Ellis. Fastball perfectly located to Barton. Another fastball to Kuzminoff. Fastball to Pennington. And a good changeup, Kurt Suzuki. 10 strikeouts, your plays of the game.
Season high, 10 strikeouts for CC Sabathia as he leads with 2 outs here in the 8th inning and gives way to David Robertson, who will face Kevin Kuzminoff. Kuzminoff has doubled in a run in the 1st inning and struck out swinging twice. Robertson deals a curve and drops it in there for a called strike. So CC Sabathia on the verge of his 7th consecutive victory. 7 starts, 7 wins. And a season high 10 strikeouts tonight. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Kuzminoff staring at the hat trick. He has struck out his previous 2 times up. There are the numbers on David Robertson. This is his 30th appearance of the year. 29 strikeouts in 27 in the 3rd innings. That's impressive. But the 35 hits may be a little over the top. The 0-2 pitch, curve is in the dirt. It's ball and 2 strikes. Check swing, but he goes around too far, and Kuzminoff is struck out for the 3rd time. 3 strikeouts on the innings for Yankee pitching. It's on to the 9th. 6-1 to Yankees lead.
Cold, clean, iron-free. This was the water he'd been searching for. Down in the hollow, where he would build his business. Never varying from his recipe. Staying true to the process. Growing to meet a demand that would stretch far beyond the hills of Tennessee. Quite a feat for the little man from the middle of nowhere, who knew he had something so special. He was proud to give it his name.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 57th President of the United States.
AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. This summer, get the exclusive Samsung Strive for just $19.99, only from AT&T.
Over 1,000 people a day are switching to Chevy. They like that vehicles like the 2010 Malibu, Traverse, and Silverado Half-Ton have each been named a Consumer's Digest Best Buy. They like that Chevy backs the quality with a 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. They're not just trading in, they're trading up.
Now, qualified lessees get a 39-month low-mileage lease on this Traverse LS front-wheel drive for around $299 a month. Call for details.
Saturday and Sunday, the Yes Network presents the first ever broadcast of baseball in 3D. The Yankees take on the Mariners in Seattle, and Yes will bring you the event as you've never seen baseball before. Baseball's first live 3D broadcast powered by Panasonic and DirecTV. 3D coverage starts Saturday at 10 from the Yes Network.
Tyson Ross in for his 2nd inning of work here in the 9th against Nick Swisher, and Nick takes a pitch for a call strike. Nick's last chance to continue a hitting streak, which is now at 5. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Grounded out, struck out, and flied out. Line drive Drifting foul. And it's no balls at 2 strikes. Nick sent Coco Crisp up against the wall in deep left center field his last time up. So what did you think of Sabathia's outing, Flash?
Well, obviously 10 strikeouts. I mean, dominant. Just impressive. He always seems to make as Nick Swisher takes a fastball for strike 3, but CC always seems to make that big pitch when he needs to. You know, that Derek Barton at bat was a huge point in the ball game. Made a perfect pitch for a big strikeout.
So Swisher's gone. Posada will come to the plate. Jorge had a base hit his first time up and then is flied out twice to center field. Looks like part of the Sabathia contingent here tonight. And I'm sure they enjoyed what they saw as Posada takes a pitch inside for a ball. Two balls and no strikes. Most in Yankee history. Bernie Williams 6th, Jorge Posada 7th, along with Alex Rodriguez, Greg Nettles, and Derek Jeter. Arod tied Posada tonight with the 2 home runs. There's a pitch for a call strike, and it's 2-1. Arod with a grand slam and a home run in the 3rd inning, and then a solo shot in the 6th to straightaway center field. Number 13 and 14 on the year.
Oh, Kenny, that home run to center field maybe impressed me a little bit more than the grand slam. The changeup down and away, able to drive it to center field. And then Nick Swisher comes up 2 batters later and hits a deep drive to center field that doesn't get out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a typical Oakland fly ball. Tough to drive it out of here.
I believe the second one was on a 3-2 changeup.
Yeah.
It's like he called for that pitch, because even when a pitcher, you know, you always have fastball on your mind, but you really have to be saying he's going to throw me a changeup 3-2. And it wasn't the best one that Cahill's thrown all night, but he still went and got it. It was kind of down and out over the plate. That was a very impressive piece of hitting. Posada takes, and it's going to be ball 4. Well, fans, Yankee Stadium takes center stage on Monday, July 19th for the first annual Bombers Boomer Broadway Softball Classic. To help support the Boomer Esiason Foundation and Broadway Cares, Game 1 of the doubleheader features the stars of Broadway squaring off at 11:30, followed by Yankees alumni and celebrities versus WFAN All-Stars in Game 2. All tickets are just $10 as Granderson takes a pitch outside. You call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849, or you can visit Yankees.com to get tickets. Granderson had a base hit his last time up, single to left field, then stole a base, his 7th steal of the season. Takes a pitch for a call strike, and it's a ball and a strike from Tyson Ross. Granderson was 1 for 3 last night with a walk. Look out, Curtis. Ball gets away from Suzuki. 2 balls and a strike.
We talked about Ross has a power arm kind of all over the place, and Suzuki again doing a nice job shifting to his right. Jorge Posada not going anywhere at first base.
Chopper foul on a low fastball, and the count is 2-2. Yeah, I'd be smiling too. 5 runs batted in on the night, 67 now on the season. Call, strike 3. Granderson caught looking. So it's been one of those no contact innings. 2 strikeouts and a walk.
Well, you have to be impressed with Ross and his stuff. If he can just locate, throw the ball over the plate, he's going to have some success. Curtis Granderson frozen on the outer half.
You get the feeling that he's in the learning stages of pitching as Colin Curtis comes to the plate. Curtis's walk scored. That was in the 3rd inning. and is also grounded out and flied out. Curtis for the second consecutive night starting in right field. He was 1 for 4 last night. Knee high on the outside corner makes it a 1-1 count.
Kenny, we talked last night with Ben Sheets pitching. A lot of scouts here watching him and his performance. And I look at Curtis and I put myself as a scout. Who does he remind me of? He reminds me of Mike Greenwell.
Really?
Old left fielder with the Boston Red Sox, who I played with a little bit. Kind of has that same stance at the plate and that good bat speed. Nice finish at the end. I watch him take batting practice. That's who he reminds me of.
I think he's faster than Mike Greenwell, and he's a better outfielder.
Yep.
Bouncing ball right back to Ross on a high hop. Runs it halfway to first and flips it to Rosales for the final out here in the ninth. Last chance for the Oakland A's. Yankees leading 6-1 on to the bottom of the ninth.
Bedroom after bedroom, $9.99.
More.
Bedroom after bedroom, $9.99.
More.
Even this bedroom in 2 styles and 3 colors. Yep, only $9.99.
More.
You want more? Stay tuned.
This is its jungle. Its rules. We run. We die.
What's the alternative?
Kill them all.
Rated R.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Can football announcer Andres Cantor make any sport exciting?
Ha sido una partida intensa hoy. Jadrowski está pensando. Veamos qué va a hacer. Moverá la reina, moverá el caballo. ¡Qué tensión! ¡Viene! ¡Gol!
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Bedroom after bedroom, $9.99.
More.
Bedroom after bedroom, $9.99.
More.
Even solid wood. Yep, only $9.99.
More.
You want more? Stay tuned.
Well, fans, after the last out, join Bob Lorenz back in the studio for the WB Mason postgame. Get highlights and analysis from this game and around the rest of the majors. Plus, Jack Curry gets the team's reactions from the clubhouse. It's the WB Mason postgame coming up only on Yes. And, of course, you want to stick around for the postgame show to find out who's tonight's Chevy Player of the Game. And you're talking about highlights from around the majors, as David Robertson will try and finish off the A's here in the bottom of the ninth. All the other games in Major League Baseball are done, so plenty of highlights from around baseball on the postgame show. Robertson came on and struck out Kuzminoff to end the 8th inning. Now he gets Ellis, Cust, and Rosales here in the bottom of the ninth. Yankees up by 5. Ellis is 1 for 3. And he swings at the first offering and fouls it back.
We talked a little bit last night. A tough road trip for the Yankees right before the All-Star break out here in Oakland and then Seattle. Not the best competition, but a tough trip going across the country. You want to finish off strong. It'd be a nice way to start it here with last night's performance and tonight.
Call strike 2. Plus, the good news is, unless the Yankees come out here on the postseason, they're done with the West Coast. Ellis in the hole, and he swings at a breaking ball and strikes out. Posada recovers the ball in the dirt. Will tag Ellis for the first out here in the 9th inning. Oakland A's have now struck out 12 times in this ball game.
Now batting, designated hitter, number 32, Jack Truss.
The Yankee pitching against the A's has been very solid this season. Held the A's to so far tonight to just 1 run. 1 run last night in the 3-1 victory. There's Jack Cuss takes a pitch outside for ball one. Cuss is working on an 0 for 3 night. Struck out, flied out, and grounded out. That is low, ball two. 2 balls and no strikes. I mean, if you're the A's, you know you're not going to score many runs, win many games. 2 runs in 2 games. Chad Godin, the right-hander. Tommaso Marte, the left-hander, if needed. Ground ball, foul down the first base side. Good stop by Teixeira. Robertson with a chance tonight to knock off a few ticks on that earned run average.
Yeah, picked up his first win of the year Sunday against the Blue Jays, working a perfect inning. So trying to get himself straightened out for the second half.
Cuss hits this one hard, but it's gloved by Teixeira. Up the ladder, and he makes the play. 2 down here tonight.
Well, Mark Teixeira has made some nice plays in foul territory, covering a lot of ground. It's a bullet from Jack Cuss, just a reaction going to his right. See him make that play all the time, and Cuss, who didn't have anything to show for it, hits a bullet right at Mark Teixeira.
Didn't even have a chance to let go of the bat. So 2 up and 2 down here tonight. The A's down to their last out, and here is Adam Rosales, who hasn't been retired tonight. A couple of singles and he's walked, and he takes one up and in for ball one. The win tonight gives the Yankees this series with the possibility of a sweep tomorrow. Pitches outside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. A.J. Burnett gets a call for the Yankees. He'll be in there against Gio Gonzalez. And then it's on to Seattle, the Emerald City. There's A.J. He and Andy Pettit talking things over. Foul back by Rosales, and the count is 2-1. Just over 20,000 here tonight. 20,473. Call, strike 2. 2-2. Yankee fans getting on their feet here in Oakland, California. They sense that this could be the last pitch of the ball game. And a celebration of the Yankees' second consecutive win. As a ground ball goes as short to Jeter. This should do it. And throw the first in plenty of time, and the A's go in order against David Robertson, and the Yankees win it by a score of 6-1. The hitting hero on the night, Alex Rodriguez. He drove in 5 of the Yankees' 6 runs. A grand slam and a solo shot. A long one straight away center field. As the Yankees celebrate their second consecutive victory here in Oakland, CC Sabathia gets the win. He's now won 7 straight games. And that is the longest winning streak for a Yankee pitcher since Roger Clemens won 8 in a row in 2001. And right now we're going to check out the Land Rover drives of the game. Why get a car when you can own a Land Rover?
Top of the third, Alex Rodriguez, a 3-1 fastball, a grand slam to left field, no doubt about that one. And then he follows it up in the 6th inning, a changeup down and away, and drills his 14th home run of the year to dead central. Those are your Land Rover drives of the game.
And right now we're going to go down near the Yankee dugout. Jack Curry is standing by with a hitting hero tonight.
Thanks a lot, Kenny. Well, Alex, the home run derby is supposed to be next week. Did you decide to stage your own tonight? No, not at all. I mean, I tell you, it felt good to get, you know, some good swings in. Kevin Long and I had a good extended session prior to the game today, and we both came out of it feeling pretty good, and it's nice to get some results in the game.
Now, those are home runs number 596 and 597. As you inch toward that round number, 600, you giving it much thought?
I mean, you always, you know, especially at home, they keep playing in the Jumbotron, and everyone's talking about it, and obviously you're humbled to be in a position to do some good things. But for us today, you know, our pitching is built on pitching and power, and today we showed that.
Now, the first homer, obviously, your 21st Grand Slam. How important was checking your swing on the 2-1, and how did that change the complexion of the at-bat?
Well, that was huge. I mean, the 2-1, you know, check swing was close, and Jerry Lane said I didn't go, and it put me in a good hitting position. Got a fastball right down the middle and put a good swing on it.
And your second one, you extended the at-bat to 3-2. Was that a changeup that you hit?
Well, again, I mean, I like it because both were deep into the count, and I was able to see a lot of pitches. 3-2 changeup, and I hit it well.
And final question, you mentioned that pitching. What about the job CC Sabathia did tonight?
CC's unbelievable. He's our horse. He's our #1 pitcher, and him and Georgie were terrific tonight. You know, that's what we like. We like pitching and power, and hopefully we see a lot more of that the next 4 months.
Thanks a lot, Alex.
Thanks, Jack.
Back to you, Kenny and John.
Thank you very much, Jack. Alex Rodriguez with a big night for the Yankees tonight as they win it by a score of 6-1. They have now outscored the Oakland A's 9-2 in the first 2 games of this series. We'll be back with more from the Oakland Coliseum.
Now lease a new 2010 Ford Fusion for just $189 a month for 24 months. Just $189 a month.
Gift to your Tri-State Ford dealer. Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Does a former drill sergeant make a terrible therapist?
And that's why yellow makes me sad, I think.
That's interesting. You know what makes me sad?
You do! Maybe we should chug on over to Mamby-Pamby land, where maybe we can find some self-confidence for you, you jackwagon!
Tissue? Cry, baby.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Here in Dallas, everyone loves the Cowboys, which makes it odd that our neighbor is a Redskins fan. He got NFL Sunday ticket, so now he can watch their games every Sunday. And that's fine. Live and let live. Right, baby? But I'm not so sure Troy Barkman is such a fan.
Watch your favorite team wherever you live. Upgrade to NFL Sunday ticket today.
When my mother reached the end of her life, I wanted the best for her. It was important to us that her life be fully honored and that she be given the respect and dignity she deserved. The details of her funeral seemed overwhelming, but Sinai Chapels helped us through every step of the process. Sinai Chapel's staff was compassionate and professional, and they made my mother's ceremony a sacred celebration of her life. The incredible support that Sinai Chapels provided to us will never be forgotten.
Sleepy's July 4th holiday mattress sale is being held over. Get a Sealy Posturepedic Serta Perfect Sleeper or Simmons Beauty Rest mattress and box spring starting at $3.99. Plus, get Sleepy's incredible doorbuster bonuses. Get a free comforter, free Serta sheet, free Snap camcorder, or iPod clock radio absolutely free with select models. Plus, finance your purchase for up to 5 full years during Sleepy's extended July 4th holiday mattress sale.
Trust Sleepy's for the rest of your life.
Well, back at the Oakland Coliseum, the Yankees have won the middle game of this 3-game series and now have taken 2 in a row, and the Yankee fans waving goodbye. They might be back tomorrow night as the Yankees go for the sweep. Let's check out the final totals on tonight's ball game. The Yankees win it by a score of 6-1. 6 runs, only 5 hits for the Yankees tonight, no errors. The Oakland A's, 1 run, 7 hits, and no errors. The time of the ball game, 2 hours and 44 minutes. The winning pitcher, CC Sabathia. The All-Star CC Sabathia now 11-3. He's won 7 consecutive starts. The losing pitcher, Trevor Cahill. He'd been pitching well until tonight, and he's the loser. His record drops to 8-3. Sabathia, 7 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, and a season-high 10 strikeouts. Alex Rodriguez, the big hitting hero, 2 for 3, a couple of home runs, a grand slam, and a solo shot, and he now has 597 home runs in his career. Coming up on the Yes Network, stay tuned for the W.B. Mason postgame show with Bob Lorenz and Jack Hurd. Special thanks to producer Troy Benjamin, coordinating director John Moore, Vice President of Operations Ed Delaney, our supervising producer Woody Fryman, and the executive producer is Mr. John J. Filippelli. Join us again Wednesday for Yankees baseball as the Bombers take on the A's here in Oakland, California. Coverage begins at 9 p.m. right here on the Yes Network. Once again, the final score, the Yankees 6, the A's 1. We'll be back with some final thoughts, but for now, let's go to Bob Lorenz and our Yes Network studios.
All right, Ken, thank you. A very good morning to you, and welcome to the W.B. Mason Yankees postgame as the Yankees win this one 6-1. So they have now taken the first two in this series. They've got a shot at the sweep in Oakland, and now 4 straight wins overall. Alex Rodriguez supplying the power with a couple of home runs, and CC Sabathia continues on his roll. He is getting better and better as the month of June and now July wears on. 7 straight wins. Bottom of the first, he strikes out Derek Barton. He struck out 2 in that inning. Bottom of the second, he gets Matt Carson. 4 Ks in the first 2 innings. Coco Crisp, the chopper, bottom of the third, starting the first of 2 double plays that CC benefited from. And then bottom of the 5th, bases loaded, gets Derek Barton there, who argued, got tossed. But CC, 10 strikeouts on the night. That is a season high, and that is a big win for him now. 7-0 in his last 7 starts, a 1.88 ERA over that span. Opponents batting less than 200 against him over that run, and he now has 11 wins. But our Chevy player of the game, even though Sabathia made a strong case for it, well, you fans gave the nod to Alex Rodriguez. He hit his 21st career Grand Slam, tying Manny Ramirez for 2nd all-time behind Lou Gehrig's 23. And then he added a solo home run afterwards, which was career blast number 597. A-Rod ranks 3rd in the American League with 67 runs batted in this season, only 6 behind the leader, Detroit's Miguel Cabrera. All right, we're going to take a break, but when we come back, we're going to get right back to Oakland and join Ken and Flash in the booth, get their thoughts on CC's performance, the way Alex is heating up. As the All-Star break approaches, this is an All-Star-laden Yankees lineup, and they get a 2nd straight win in Oakland tonight, 6-1.
The Yankees postgame show on Yes is presented by W.B. Mason. For office supplies at amazingly low prices, who but W.B. Mason?
Okay, everybody out. What is it with you people? Every night we do this.
It's the Green Mountain Coffee.
From W.B. Mason.
They bring our office supplies.
Snacks. Cleaning supplies.
You of all people. Let's go.
Oh, that's so sweet.
But they didn't mention my low prices.
Who but W.B. Mason?
Aching for steak and bacon? Try the Subway Steak and Bacon Melt. Tender, juicy steak, sizzling hot bacon, fresh veggies on a blanket of bubbly cheese on freshly baked bread. And when morning rolls around, the new Steak and Bacon Muffin Melt with fluffy egg, melted cheese, and oh yeah, bacon. All on a fresh toasted English muffin. Guess we should leave you lovebirds alone now. Crank up the flavor at Subway.
The Chevy Malibu was designed to catch the eye. But great design is also what you don't see, like dependability, the 100,000-mile 5-year powertrain warranty, and being named a Consumer's Digest Best Buy 2 years running. It's easy to see why over 1,000 people a day are switching to Chevy.
Now qualified lessees get a 39-month low-mileage lease on this Malibu LS for around $189 a month. Call for details.
Oh, how Fios takes your HD higher. To a 100% fiber optic picture. To more HD channels than cable. It's also the ultimate on-demand HD movie experience with the Movie Poster Gallery. And the ability to search your HD titles by content or actor, not just title. By changing that old cable technology, your HD TV can finally reach its lofty potential. It's time for Fios. Visit Verizon.com/Fios.
Oh, what a grand season it has been. Alex Rodriguez got it going, first Grand Slam of the season on May 14th. And then Robinson Cano follows up a couple weeks later, bottom of the 7th against Cleveland. The Indians victimized again just 3 days later. It's Alex again swinging away. And then the month of June came, and they were teeing off still. Third inning against Baltimore, Curtis Granderson. Jorge Posada doesn't want to do it just once, but twice. June 12th and 13th, back-to-back days of grand slams for Posada. And then a week later, June 20th, facing the Mets, that's Mark Teixeira going yard. You're picking up a theme, a lot of them happening at Yankee Stadium. 7 of their 9 grannies, and today happening in Oakland. Alex Rodriguez tees off in the top of the third, and that gave the Yankees a 5-run third inning. Again, what a grand season it has been. They have 9 grand slams as a team now. That's one off the team record set in 1987. Don Mattingly had 6 of those. Alex Rodriguez now 21 in his career. Good place to start the conversation as we continue here on the WB Mason postgame, talking about this 6-1 win as we get back to Oakland now for the Bigelow T postgame booth report with Kenny and Flash. And guys, let's start with Alex Rodriguez. It's funny, you look at his numbers and we're saying, well, we're still waiting for Alex to heat up. 14 home runs doesn't put him among the league leaders, but those 67 runs batted in, even in what seems like an off year for Alex in a way, I know that sounds odd, but the numbers of production are still terrific.
Yeah, I think in the past, Bob, the past few years for Alex Rodriguez, about half of his RBIs have come on home runs. That's not the case this year. He's been driving in a lot of runs with base hits, doubles, and singles, and I don't know if he has a triple yet this year, but now he's starting to heat up with the home run bat, as we saw the night, Flash.
Yeah, that could be really good news for the Yankees and Yankee fans. I mean, if he gets that home run swing going, thought tonight was huge against Cahill, a guy who does not give up a lot of home runs, to get ahead in the count 3-1 and kind of hunt a fastball in the inner half. And maybe not cheat a little bit, but you look for a certain zone, and when he got it, had that grand slam that was really all CC Sabathia needed. We talked about the 14th home run, the change up to center field. Pretty impressive, Kenny.
Yeah, 597 home runs in his career, just inching up or sneaking up. It's hard to sneak up on 600 homers. That's very impressive for Arod. Speaking of CC, I mean, CC tonight, 10 strikeouts, a season high in strikeouts for CC Sabathia. He's won 7 consecutive starts now.
You know, it's kind of like Alex Rodriguez, where we've been waiting for him to get on that home run barrage. We were waiting for CC, you know, a month and a half ago to get hot and get going. Well, he's done that. 7 in a row now. He has 11 wins on the year. And tonight it was a change-up fastball combination that really was working for him tonight. I thought a slider was okay. He kind of stayed away from it, went change-up fastball, and the 10 strikeouts were there.
Yeah, now CC's 11-3 on the year, you know, having a tremendous season. And really on a roll with these. I think it's just what the Yankees ordered. Here's the ace of the staff. If they're ever on a losing streak, you come to him. He gets it right back on the winning track. And now he kind of puts the pressure on A.J. Burnett. Now, A.J. had a good outing, a decent outing. His last start against the Toronto Blue Jays was in line for the win. Didn't happen that way. The Yankees did win the ball game, but, you know, the pressure's back on A.J.
It is. And, you know, Kenny, I think back to Javi Vasquez when he was struggling early on, and then he faced the Oakland A's and got his first win and kind of got going. Maybe that's what A.J. needs tomorrow night. You mentioned his last outing was better, but I think if he can get himself straightened out against this A's team, that they just don't score a lot of runs. They don't have a lot of guys in the middle of the lineup that if you make a mistake, it's going to cost you a 3-run homer. So Dave Island, I know, has been very encouraged about the work he has put in on the side sessions. He's hoping tomorrow night we see a good performance, and like you said, follow Javi Vasquez and CC Sabathia with a quality outing.
You know, the A's came in winning 7 of their last 9 ball games, but they ran into Javi Vasquez last night, CC Sabathia tonight, and the Yankees are hoping that A.J. Burnett can pitch in the same manner in the 3rd and final game of this series as, Bob, the Yankees go for the sweep tomorrow night here in Oakland.
All right, guys, I see they're turning the lights off on you, but I wish the rest of your evening is illuminating nonetheless, and we'll see you again tomorrow.